The following is intended for immature audiences only. There's no such thing as a radio rating system. But if there were, this show would be rated O as in... Oh my God, this show is so stupid. These people should be in jail. Let's begin.
Good afternoon.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy. Featuring Panama Ted.
Ted's a fun guy.
And the Crazy Soundboard.
Hola.
I'm Dennis Farina.
So much.
I even made just a little bit of a diagram for you.
56, and is that correct? Walk, you little weasel.
Turn off your brain and unzip your pants. Here's Common Man and Timmy.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. I knew I was going to do it, and I didn't. I thought I was going to Happy Monday it, but we had a great Memorial Day weekend. Common Man is out, but with me here today is my man, Dave Biddle. Dave, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you, Timmy.
Getting the first fill-in opportunity. That's awesome.
I'm honored to be the first fill-in on the new show.
Well, we're honored to have you because you have a distinguished look about you. You've always had the little George Clooney thing going with not even just the touch of gray. The gray has taken over to a point where it's just a part of you, but you wear it so well. A tall man with a nice gray look to him. God, I hope I have that in 10 years or so.
You're a nice guy, Timmy.
I'll take the brown hair as long as I can get it, though.
Can I have like a fraction of Clooney's wealth?
I hear he's quite generous. I think there was a story out about him maybe 10 years ago where he had all of his close personal friends to his house, and he gave every single one of them $1 million cash. And he wrote like a nice, generous note telling each and every one of them how they'd helped him, how they were there for him at one point or another. That is a true friend who will just nobody was asking for it. He just gave.
Yeah, that is really nice. We would all like to have a friend that would just like give us $1 million out of the blue. It's also kind of weird in a way, don't you think?
Is it?
A little bit. Like, I'm going to have you guys come over. I'm going to give you $1 million.
What do you think his bank account is?
That's the thing. Almost
Forget about investments. I mean, I'm sure that guy has
it probably was nothing
$70 million in a checking/savings account.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
Or more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Him giving, I don't know how many friends were over there. Let's say it was 15. $15 million for him is nothing. I get that. It's also kind of weird. Like,
but it's not. It's still
like if I had people over at my house and was like, I'm just going to give you. Not that I would have that much, but like I'm going to give you like however much money. It would be kind of weird.
They probably did I mean, I'm sure they played pool or. It'd be weird if they watched George Clooney movies, right? Like, guys,
here's $1 million, guys.
Have you guys seen the Ocean's trilogy? Yes, George. We've seen it. It was good. We enjoyed it. It was good.
You know how you got to start?
I like Brad Pitt better, but you were good in it.
Well, I'm sure you know
No,
this.
I actually prefer Clooney. I do.
Do you know how he got to start? At least as far as that's the first time I knew who he was.
I know he's a Kentucky boy, right?
It wasn't a movie, but it was a famous TV show. He wasn't a main character. He was a recurring character.
I do.
And it's hilarious to me that this was like...
It's not Facts of Life. Facts of Life, right?
That might be
Is
it.
that it?
I was thinking Roseanne.
I think you're right.
Probably.
No,
probably both.
Facts of Life, I think would have been...
Roseanne. He was definitely on Roseanne. He was like, he worked with Roseanne. Yeah. He was like, was he like their supervisor or something? It was like Booker or something like that. Yeah. I remember him from that. Then all of a sudden he blew up. I don't know how we got to talking about George Clooney. So how was your Memorial Day?
Your look. Well, Clooney, though.
Oh, I wish.
Big Reds fan.
Oh, okay.
Roseanne, one of the best national anthms.
At a Reds game. Reds against Padres.
Beautiful.
Jack Murphy
Gorgeous
Stadium.
Voice.
She even, after that terrible anthem, she even grabbed her... bleep. I can't say anything. I can't
her
say
junk.
It.
Yes. She did.
That's right up there with the worst... renditions of the national anthem. Right, it's right up there with the worst. But
I'll make up for it now.
You're telling me hers was worse than my guy? I mean, honestly, one of my favorite. We talk about our favorite bits in sports radio history, or I guess that's not really sports radio, just clips that we play on sports radio. One of them happens to be a sports radio interview that I've talked about forever, and that's the famous Joe Paterno where he's on with Steve Dumig and he can't hear anything that Steve is trying to say, and then he has to just, I'm literally screaming into the microphone, and then they just end it. But one of my other favorites is Carl Lewis's, and that was Steiner was busting up on SportsCenter when he was playing the clips of Carl Lewis's national anthem rendition. But just a beautiful voice. I mean, that was about an 8-second intro, just with the "oh" alone for Carl Lewis right there.
I think Roseanne might take the cake, though. She didn't forget the lyrics, though.
Yours was worse. Yeah, I mean, it was the worst one of all time. It was really just an embarrassment. So we're coming off of a great weekend. We are. The Crew dropped a game in Charlotte. They're going to host Nashville tomorrow night. The Reds dropped the series to the Cubs, but they did take KC 7-4 in game one of a new set yesterday. The Guardians took a 4-game set in Detroit, and then they dropped the first game to the Dodgers 7-2. Shohei Ohtani hitting a nice little blast. As Teddy and I were just talking about before the show, you don't really realize it, but it does make sense because what a great hitter he is. Shohei Ohtani, really, really well put together. I mean, he is all of Australia. He's a beast, and apparently he's closing in on maybe a return to pitching, doing some bullpen sessions. But
because we're about a year and a half removed.
In a long time. They must really want to play that, as they should.
Yeah.
Play that cool when they've got one of the best hitters in baseball right now.
No doubt. You don't need to worry about, are we going to make the playoffs? Yeah, I think you're going to make the playoffs,
They're
Dodgers.
fine.
You might want to be. And I believe, Ted, correct me if I'm wrong, and Timmy, you might remember this as well. Last year, when Ohtani played at Great American Ballpark, I believe that's the last time he pitched. He pitched.
Is it really?
He pitched and hit that game, and he left, and no one knew anything about it. And then it was like the next day or a couple days after that, that it was announced that he's going to have Tommy John surgery.
Yeah. No. So we have a lot of fun things coming up today. It is a Tuesday, so we're going to get inside the Buckeyes. Not just one guy that knows the Buckeyes, but two now, because that's Dave Biddle's bread and butter as well. So we'll be able to get in and around the football team. And in that segment at 3:46, we kind of like to take a deeper dive into what the Buckeyes are doing and get into some of the Olympic sports and some of the sports that get talked about a little bit less. So looking forward to that. And it is Panama Ted with Rapid Fire at 4:30. So do not miss that Rapid Fire. How you doing back there, Teddy?
I'm doing good, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, buddy. Big race weekend. Memorial Day, holiday weekend, big race weekend. Between all the trio of races, what was your favorite? Indy 500? I know we had a first-time oval track winner in the Indy 500, and T-Bone was there checking it out because he loves that.
That's right. Alex Palou won the Indy 500, and he's won, 5 out of the 6 races this year so far?
Impressive.
The IndyCar. He is fantastic. He's won 2 championships over there. He is a star in the IndyCar world, and maybe some brighter things for him in his future. But the Coke 600 Sunday night, I enjoyed that. That was 600 miles of racing, and they had a nice finish on that. So that was probably the highlight of my day.
Oh, that's beautiful. You want to know how much of that I watched this weekend?
0.
Absolutely none. None.
You're probably golfing, right?
I was on the golf course. So, Bids, I know you did a little cookout yesterday. We got a little bit of that done, too. But Sunday was a day for golf for me. So I was at least able to sneak out for 18 holes. Play with a couple guys here at the station.
That's right.
Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker.
We were talking about that on Sunday as I was leaving. They were saying they were going to play with you. So it went pretty well. Those guys were sore the next day. Are you one of these guys you're in pretty good shape?
I don't know if I'm in.
They were talking about how I hide
a lot of stomach fat because of my height. So I could do well to lose a few pounds.
Were you sore the next day after playing 18? They were pretty sore the next day.
Really? We rode.
I know. That's what they were making fun of themselves. That's the thing. I'm not talking behind their back. They were making fun of themselves. I can't believe this. Now I'm to the age where I'm getting sore playing 18 holes of golf, and I'm not even walking the course.
Right?
The cookout yesterday was nice. It was just myself, my wife, and my daughters have made way too much food. The good news is the leftovers. You and I are a fan of leftovers, so made a lot of steak yesterday. So I had a lot of steak left over. And
are we talking about carne asada? You did something with the steak, or just actual steaks on the grill?
Just 2 large ribeyes, bone-in ribeyes, and then 2 New York strips. And
good for you, Biz.
So I think today I might have made my favorite sandwich that I've ever made for myself. It's not the best sandwich I've ever had, period, but self-made. It was leftover. We've all made steak sandwiches leftover, but I decided to cut it real thin.
Thin sliced ribeye. I mean, you're basically going to Philly cheesesteak town right there.
I didn't even have real slider buns, so I just made this, on regular Italian bread, toasted that. It was just thinly sliced on from a charcoal grill yesterday, cold steak.
Good.
And then just A1 on there, which you didn't need the A1 yesterday for the steak, by the way.
No, because it was
for the sandwich.
Had that
so it's just bread. It's just thinly sliced steak and A1.
Wonderful.
And it's delicious.
I'm proud of you. I really am.
And I did bring in one for you and Ted if you guys want one.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure it's out there waiting for us.
I seriously did bring one in for you guys if you guys want one. It's just a little small like steak slider, but if you want one.
Steak sandwiches. Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll make it to 4 o'clock before we need one of those, but
maybe.
That's
if
just
I
a
keep
guess.
talking about it, you probably won't.
Yeah, that's just a guess. Steak and eggs, yay or nay? Like morning after? Easy thing to do. Because you put them back in that skillet and then it just sort of remarinates itself. It's just, it's a wonder. And it's one of the best things to do with too much steak.
I always make way too much steak. And I love the leftovers. Love them.
It's like the same thing when you make one of the spiral hams. There might not be, I don't even know if anyone can run out of ham. It might be like Jesus with the bread and the fish. It's infinite. No one has ever run out of ham
like
after making one. You have to throw it away. Like at certain point in time, you've had leftovers for an entire month and you say, I'm tired of the ham. There's no more to be had. And you just chuck it. It never goes away. It's really, that's the best deal food, but the steak tastes a little bit better. I was actually floored to find out about a streak. I almost said steak as I read that on my sheet. That just ended. I'll tell you what that is next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East Split and Livingston Avenue. And things are a little slow on westbound 670 from 71 to 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance. Celebrating 100 years of protecting your family's most priceless moments. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance. ErieInsurance.com. That's ErieInsurance.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $514 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your 2025 season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Listen to this. Wouldn't this sound nice? Clearer skin, better posture, improved digestion, better sleep, and more energy. Just a few of the endless benefits clients have received with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip-Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hopefully you did not forget the umbrella today because we have rain returning to our forecast, and it will be a cooler day with our temperatures struggling to get into the low 60s. As we go into tonight, chances of showers linger with overnight lows in the 50s, and then for Wednesday, rain chances continue in the morning. Could see some isolated thunderstorms in the next day, and temperatures on Wednesday getting into the upper 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
This show cuts harder than a Cape Cod chip inside Timmy's mouth. This is Common Man and Timmy.
Bad chips mess you up, man. I do want to tell you about my friends, my good friends at Tri-State Men's Health, because they are experts at dealing with several issues that can come up in the men's health arena. And one of those is that dreaded two-letter acronym, ED, erectile dysfunction. You know, if you've got that, if you're suffering from that, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation, because every case is different. And finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. And when you're dealing with ED, it needs to be amazing. It's too important. It's a terrible condition, causes stresses in relationships. It creates anxiety and undue hardships on a man and often on their partner. But many men will suffer for years without seeking treatment. Now, why do that when you have two wonderful locations right here in Central Ohio, Westerville and right there in Hilliard? You can go to tristatemenshealth.com. Start taking a look around. You can schedule a consult with them today, and it includes the consult with the licensed medical provider, the TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose, and that initial consult right now is free. That's a perfect way to beat ED, and it's free. This is a limited time offer, so schedule today. TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Man is out on some lovely PTO. Dave Biddle is my friend that is here for today. We've got Inside the Buckeyes coming up at 3:46. Rapid Fire, yeah, hits you at 4:30. Cannot wait to see what Panama Ted whipped up. Now, I remember Man saying this last week, how we should just give the Lord Stanley Cup trophy to the Florida Panthers. Just give it to them right away. I mean, and Dave, I'm sure you've caught some of the games throughout the NHL playoffs.
Yep.
They have been really good. They do look like the best team, but the Carolina Hurricanes, well, they got one, so they live to fight another day. I had no idea. And I used to live there. My son was born in Raleigh. I covered that team before in a previous life. I had no idea that they're not poor old Carolina Hurricanes. They're a good franchise. We got their GM, and we're hoping that we can have some similar success and then more. Keyword on more. Now, they won a cup, so that's saying a lot, right? In 2006, if you could sign up for a cup win every 20 years, that would be wonderful. They're kind of pushing that 20-year window right now. But they had a 15-game losing streak in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And I'm with you. I had no idea.
I did not know that they were suffering that badly in the last series in the Eastern Conference. I didn't know it.
I didn't know it either, man. I just remember they had won a cup. I couldn't remember if it was 08 or 06, so I looked it up. It was 06. I was like, I knew it was several years ago. I'm like, okay, they've won a cup. As you're saying, like, as Blue Jacket fans, if we won a cup, it'd be like, oh my gosh, like we'll be good till my death, at least for me. The younger people out there,
I think I take that deal.
Younger people out there might want more than one. I'll take one, but like, yeah. And you think of the Canes as a team that they won a Stanley Cup. They're always competitive. At least recently, I had no idea. Now, I guess it's a good problem to have, right? You've been to like 4 conference finals now. Well, more than that since you've won a cup, but like 4 conference finals. The last 3 you got swept. This time you almost got swept. So I feel good for them. I'm glad that they were able to get off the schneid there and avoid the sweep this time around.
Yeah, it goes back to, I think Rod Brindamore he was playing for the Carolina Hurricanes.
And they won it?
He was the guy that deposited, I think, the game-winning goal the last time that they won in an Eastern Conference Finals. And he's been the head coach for a good minute now. Been the coach for a good hot minute. I do love, you got to love headline writing, Bids. I know I know you love that as well.
Yes.
On ESPN.com's headline, it just has a quote. The quote is, "That's wonderful." That's the quote. Canes finally see ECF skid end. That's when I clicked on that because I wasn't still tuned in when the game actually ended. I tuned in for the middle portion of the game. It was a 1-0 game when I stopped watching. I didn't make my way back to it. I assumed Florida might have the comeback in them, and they didn't. So Carolina gets the win 3-0. But just when I clicked on that, I'm like, oh, that's what Jacob Slavin had to say about it. Wonderful. That's wonderful. The guys in here worked hard tonight, and that's all you can ask for. I guess that's all you got left in you when you've lost 15 straight in the Eastern Conference Finals and you're getting drilled 3-0. And look, I mean, Florida's still going to win this thing, but maybe if Carolina can have any kind of magic, it starts with one, right? You've got to get that first one. And maybe this will help them for years in the future, but hopefully not too much because we're in a hockey town and we want some of that. We want to feel what it's like to make deep runs into the postseason, but we don't want to level off. We don't want to plateau. Like maybe that's our curse. And then we've suffered for so long where we've only still to this day have one postseason series win. That's it. Just the one.
Yeah, because the one was the play-in, so it didn't really count. The COVID year, they beat Toronto.
That's right.
So that
they beat Toronto.
You're right, though, but that didn't count as a series win. They've had one
second round.
Right. Yes.
Second round appearance.
Yeah, one time,
and then they went. Was it 5 or 6 games against the Boston Bruins? Game 6.
I think they went 6. Weren't they up 2-1 or almost got up 2-1? Maybe they got up 2-1.
And I want to say almost every one of the Jackets' losses, as they can be in the postseason, because things do tighten up and guys are playing so hard, 1-goal games. I mean, it was a really good series. I thought that was unfortunate with how good they were playing, even as an 8 seed, that they ran into a team like Boston. But you said it. I would sign up for 1 cup win.
Oh my gosh.
My lifetime.
Yes.
Just to feel what it would be like. We know how good of a hockey town this is, and I did. I got to see that and experience it in a southeastern community, a lot like what you've seen in Tampa. If you put a good team on the ice, even some of these non-traditional hockey markets, there's such great sports fans, and something about winning cures everything. But even here in Columbus, when we haven't been winning at this rate, the arena is still great more often than not. So when you start putting that product on the ice, and it's close, right? I think you could see it here this year and how well these guys played in the face of tremendous adversity. You know. We haven't seen it or lived it yet, but we know how special it's going to be. I'm not even going to say when the Jackets start making deeper runs into the postseason, God forbid, get that first appearance in a Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be the craziest thing ever.
It'd be great, Timmy. And Raleigh reminds me of a little bit like a lesser, like a little bit smaller version of Columbus, where it's a college town, but you have an NHL team. They don't have an MLS team like we do, but the only like major pro sport. Now MLS is a major pro sport, but like NHL is a different level because you have the best of the best hockey players are playing in the NHL. as much as I like the MLS, the best of the best soccer players not playing in MLS. So it's a college town with NC State there, and you have an NHL team.
Duke and North Carolina are only 20 miles apart either.
That's crazy. But it reminds me a little bit of Columbus. And as you mentioned, with Don Waddell here now, he's been at many different spots, including Atlanta before then. If the Jackets can do what the Canes have done, sign me up for that. And I'm glad the Canes finally were able to win a game in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You checking out any of the NBA postseason as well, Biddle?
For sure. I was a little disappointed last night. Yeah, I've been rooting for Mike Conley, man. He's, other than John Havlicek, I would argue, big gap. I would argue he's had the best.
Jerry Lucas, Hondo.
As far as former Ohio State players, in the playoffs in the NBA, Hondo was ridiculous. He was a very good player at Ohio State and then became a great player in the NBA.
Hondo, Lucas and Havlicek are the top 50. They were in the first NBA 50th anniversary,
Lucas
top
would be
50
in there as well.
in league history.
If not injuries, Lucas would have been an all-time great as well.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. Even in the NBA, would you say he was?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He made their first top 50 team they ever put out.
But then when they did the second one, he didn't make it.
I don't
Scottie Pippen on there.
I don't know if guys got taken out.
Oh, is this another
one? To be honest,
one?
I only think they added on. I could be wrong about that.
Okay. Other than those two, I don't know. Other than those two. Conley's had, I think, I've looked at Jimmy Jackson's stats.
I would agree.
Michael Redd, of just regular season and playoffs. So Mike Conley last night played in his 107th career playoff game. So he's played a full season of games plus 25 in just the playoffs. He's played in 107 playoff games. Hondo played in 172 because we were wondering, because back then with the Celtics, as much of a dynasty they were, I think Hondo won 8 NBA championships, averaged 22 points a game, bunch of rebounds, bunch of assists. He was just fantastic. But I was wondering, did he play in less playoff games than Mike Conley? Because they played in less playoff games last year and that time. There was less series. I looked it up. Hondo played in way more than Conley. He played in 172.
No, oh my God.
Hondo, back then.
Boston Celtics, right? In their heyday. And you literally lived in the playoffs and you won the championship more years than not. But it's great you mentioned Mike Conley because he has just been such an outstanding Buckeye. You talk about guys that have left a legacy with only 1 year. It's not that it can't be done. I mean, we've just seen Will Howard do it in a football sense. It can be done. It's about what you do and then how you carry yourself when you're gone. And it's not like 37 isn't old in basketball years. It is. It's up there. I feel like Conley should be 45. He's been gone. He's been gone from Ohio State for such a long time, but it was 06, 07. That was a long time ago. He was an 18-year-old kid with Greg Oden and Daquan Cook here at Ohio State. And the national championship run, losing to Florida, it was painful. But to see that team almost get it done for the first time since the early 60s, God, that would have been special. And I agree with you. I think outside of those two, probably the best Buckeye in the NBA. And you can tell he's winding. He's been a great player
in the playoffs.
Phenomenal player.
Because I think
he's kind of winding down as far as. I mean, he's way past his prime, past his peak.
Definitely.
He's still good.
He's still a starter.
Still a good player.
And I still think, just to be clear, I think he's the third best in the playoffs of any former Buckeye. I think you could easily make an argument Michael Redd, Jimmy Jackson had better regular seasons overall. You might actually have a tough argument. Now, Jimmy Jackson was my favorite player, so I don't say this lightly. You might have a tough argument saying Jimmy Jackson had a better regular season career than Mike Conley.
Yeah,
Michael Redd probably not. Michael Redd was so good he made an Olympic team. But Conley just in the playoffs, unbelievable, man. 107 playoff games, and he was always a great guy at Ohio State, and he did not think that he was going to turn pro early. I was in there covering the national championship game, and in the locker room afterward, people were asking me, is there any chance you're going to turn pro? He said no. And when he turned pro, of course, Ohio State fans were like, not many, were like, oh, he was lying. He wasn't lying. He had no idea that his stock was going to go from late first round to number 4 overall pick of the draft.
Yeah, it worked. It really worked out for him. And unfortunately, it's not working out for him here in this series as the T-Wolves are down heavily now. Down 3-1. The Thunder survived 128-126 yesterday. So game 5 will be coming up. I can't remember the last time I was this annoyed by an athlete. Tell you who in 2 minutes. Dave Biddle is in today. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for a disabled vehicle that's on Alum Creek Drive, south of Integrity Drive. And we've got slower traffic on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Get oil changes that are pit stop fast. Take 5 Oil Change gets you in and out in 10 minutes and is teaming up with the movie F1 starring Brad Pitt. Book ahead or drive in and catch all the speed in action only in theaters June 27th. This film is not yet rated. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. From hobbyists and machine shops to manufacturers and maintenance departments, visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com for all your metal needs.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts at Low T Center today for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. fixmylowt.com.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
This show has over 50 years of combined radio experience. They also have a combined mental age of 11. You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Man is out on some PTO. Dave Biddle is hanging out with us. We're going to take you inside the Buckeyes coming up in the next segment. Rapid Fire comes your way at 4:30 this afternoon. Bids, do you ever find yourself just getting overly annoyed, frustrated, aggravated with a particular athlete or one that just won't stay? Stories just are continually written about someone. And I've got several that I could speak to. I mean, Antonio Brown hit that point eventually when he was just, I mean, he's still crazy, but when he started to go crazy while he was still in the National Football League, this Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson saga, that's getting a little bit annoying right now.
I like it. What's wrong with me?
I mean,
I seriously do. Like, I am like intrigued by it. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
I will say, I do need to see it go into the college football season now. I feel like we need to get some payoff.
Yes.
Like it would still add to the story if he didn't even make it. Like we had it here in Columbus. We were just talking about the Jackets. We had Mike Babcock. A lot of people were looking around the room. We had him on the show. I was sitting in your chair and we did the interview with him. And then like 10 days later, stealing phones, gone. Like, that's it. Had to get fired.
It was like the Mike Price era at Alabama or George O'Leary at Notre Dame.
Was he the resume that he lied on his resume? He was a lie on the resume,
and Mike Price was the
strip clubs, Alabama, else. I think.
Yeah. Roll Tide. It's rolling, baby. It's
firing
rolling.
Mike Price because he went to a strip joint in Alabama. There may have been some other spider webs to that saga, but
I think it was more than I think that he brought like prostitutes back to his hotel room.
Oh, a bridge too far, as they call that.
Yes.
Was it Hugh Freeze that was using his company phone?
Yes. And Bobby Petrino.
That Ole Miss.
Bobby Petrino had an interesting situation. But yeah, the guys that never coached after they got the job, that's when you said, I almost forgot about Babcock. Jeez. Finally, the Jackets are in a good place. Finally.
Oh, man.
Even ownership.
Honestly, I couldn't be happier about any of the three levels with the Jackets organization right now. I mean, certainly in the front office and Dean Evison as head coach and the staff and just the group of guys that they have, the young players that they have, the personnel. For real. Yeah.
We might actually have to go and see a playoff game that they win.
Well, yes, Biddle and I, this is interesting. I'm going to get to the annoying guy in just a second.
Sorry.
No, you're not. I'm going to get to the annoying guy in just a second. But Biddle and I have had this thing where we don't hang out a ton. We're friends, and every once in a while, and when I say once in a while, it could be years, you know? Years could go by, and then it's like, hey, let's get a lunch. You wronged me, and you wanted to apologize. We went and got a lunch. So we did something like that recently, and it was a good time. Well, I needed somebody to go to a Jackets playoff game with, and I didn't want to go with a press pass, and I'm not a season ticket holder. So I wasn't going to go, asking the club, like, hey, could you give me free tickets for one of the hottest games that we've ever had in club history? I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to do that. So I would sort of send the flare up and see, like, which of my friends are interested in this enough and wouldn't mind spending a little bit of coin because I want to get decent seats. And Biddle has been that guy for me. You've been that guy. So it was the Washington Capitals series where we took the 2-0 lead on the road on Ovi and the Caps, thinking that that's going to be the first series win in Blue Jackets organization history. And so we shell out a little bit to sit in the lower bowl for Game 4.
Thinking that would be
hope to be the sweep.
That'll be the sweep.
The sweepaggio.
Yeah. Instead, the Capitals won Game 3 after we bought the tickets. And then, of course, they smoked them in Game 4. I think they smoked them in Game 5 and 6 as well. One of the Game 5 or Game 6 was close. One of those was actually close. But yeah,
I think
of the first
Game
2 games of the series
was a better effort. But Game 4 was no effort. It was bad.
We still had a good time. I mean,
we did the BD's Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah, it was great.
God, why did that close down?
How did that close down?
Any of you guys still go to that up in Sawmill? I
don't know how that closed down.
What a treat. What a treat. I haven't had that since I had it with you before that Jackets game. But that's going to be us. Next time they get into one of these positions. That's why when they beat the Lightning, I didn't buy a ticket to one of the home games when they played the Lightning because you felt it. You felt that they were actually going to get that win, and then you're thinking, okay, let's pinpoint like where we want to jump and attack and get a seat in there for a big moment. You're thinking like, do I spring for a game in this Bruins series, or do I count on them winning? If you're going to go to one, right? If you're going to go to one postseason game, if that's what you've got budgeted. And then, of course, if they make the Stanley Cup finals, all bets are off, right? You just go into the bank account and see how much you got to extract. Just see whatever it's going to be, $400, $500, $600, $750, whatever it takes. Would you drop it to be in the building for a Stanley Cup game?
Oh,
I think
for sure.
I would.
For sure. Yeah. The Jackets make the Stanley Cup
somehow.
We had we did a this or that on the money. It's like what. Because the Crew they've won the MLS 3 times. They've won 3 MLS Cups. They won in 2008. They won in 2 recently. They won in 2020 and 2023. So my question was, I thought it'd be too easy if I said, would you rather have, the Crew win another win or have the Jackets make it to a Stanley Cup final and lose? I thought that'd be too easy. I thought we'd all say Jackets. You'd take Jackets, make it to a Stanley Cup. I would take this. I would take Jackets making it to a conference final. An Eastern Conference final and losing over, and I like the Crew. This is nothing against the Crew, over the Crew winning a 4th cup, because imagine, this town was on fire when they won that series against the Lightning and then got up, 2-1 on the Bruins. Imagine them getting to the Eastern Conference finals, how cool that would be. Now, obviously it would suck if they lost, but what would you take? Would you rather have a Jackets getting to the Eastern Conference final and losing, or the Crew winning a 4th MLS Cup? I would take the Jackets.
God, it's a step, right? It's a step. But getting to the Eastern Conference Finals is something that's never been done.
Getting to the Final Four of the NHL. I don't
love signing up for a definite loss in the end, but I will take that because the Crew have had their success.
Yeah, they've won 3.
And it's not that I don't want them to win more and do it again.
Let's do both.
There are 2 teams. We know the 2 teams in this town, though, that need to move, and that's Buckeye basketball, and then that's the Columbus Blue Jackets. Those are the ones that I think we're dying, thirsty to see them get something done. I almost wonder, would you take a Blue Jackets Stanley Cup victory over 5 more years of losing to that team up north? And that's not taking away anything that the Buckeyes.
You're asking the wrong person that question.
We just saw them win the national championship.
You're asking the wrong person. I don't.
You're not a big enough hockey fan to take that deal.
I love the Jackets. I'm not. There's no way that I could. Listen, I'm not going to speak for Columbus on that. I'm sure most people would take the Stanley Cup championship, even if it meant losing 9 straight times to Michigan.
What an awful question that was, right?
I can't get down with that. I just can't get down. Right. That was a good question.
Awful question. No, yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Dave Biddle is in today, guys. So the dude that annoys me more than anyone right now is Aaron Rodgers. I can't. I just can't. And a lot of it is personal too. I think that's fine, right? Like we develop opinions about people. Like we do this. We study people. We learn about them. And then they show themselves, sometimes a little bit too much. And I think Aaron Rodgers has done that in the last 3 or 4 years. And he's become really painful to tolerate just as a guy. And so now when the football player doesn't supersede who that guy is off the field, he's been injured. He thought he was going to, I tore my Achilles. I'll be back next week. No, you won't. You're actually not going to be back at all this season. And that's normal. You shouldn't. But you were. And then when he does come back, not very good. I think the stat was still remaining how long it had been in between 300-yard passing games for Aaron Rodgers. And look, it's another bad situation. Their team was bad, but he wasn't doing them any favors. And now, as old as he is, we're still just waiting on pins and needles. Is it going to be the Steelers? I don't know. They've started OTAs. No Aaron Rodgers, but he's supposedly going to take a lot less money. Then he's talking about how he doesn't want to play in New Orleans. It's not going to be the Saints. He said something about how he's too old to go to Louisiana. I don't even know what that means. I'm just annoyed with Aaron Rodgers, and I don't care if he shows up in Pittsburgh or if he shows up nowhere. I just like to be done with him, but if he does go to Pittsburgh, sorry to Will Howard and Jack Sawyer, I wouldn't mind seeing him fail once more.
And I know the Commanders are your main team. That's who you grew up rooting for, but they weren't called the Commanders then. But that's your main team. But you've also adopted the Bengals as your team, as your second team.
That's my son's favorite team. So it's not really my favorite team. I've worn the hats or shirts. I cheer for them because that's the team that we watch in our house when the Commanders aren't on.
Second favorite team, is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting being like I'm a huge Bengal fan. You're kind of a Bengal fan. If he does go to Pittsburgh, man, that's going to be good theater, won't it? Especially playing for Tomlin, who doesn't take any BS. I know Steeler fans are down on Tomlin. Hey, we can do a straight-up Zach Taylor for Mike Tomlin trade anytime you guys want to.
But when you say that about not taking any BS, once you're in it, you're in it. You know, if he's your quarterback, say you don't take any BS, it doesn't matter if you operate the way Mike Tomlin does because you are beholden to Aaron Rodgers at that point.
I agree, and
that's
see why
you have.
I'm annoyed by him too. I always thought like Kirk Cousins would be a good fit because obviously the Falcons have moved on. If the Falcons would eat a lot of that contract, Steelers need a quarterback. Kirk Cousins, yeah, he's coming off an Achilles himself, but he doesn't have the baggage. At least although Aaron Rodgers, when he's on, is obviously a better quarterback, much better than Kirk Cousins. On breaking news there, but I always thought, Timmy, that Kirk Cousins might be a good fit for the Steelers. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though.
It's not just me today, but two guys that know the Buckeyes. We take you inside the Buckeyes next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slower traffic on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And there's a couple-minute delay on eastbound 33 between 270 and Bixby Road on the East Outer Belt. This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Get oil changes that are pit stop fast. Take 5 Oil Change gets you in and out in 10 minutes and is teaming up with the movie F1 starring Brad Pitt. Book ahead or drive in and catch all the speed in action. Only in theaters June 27th. This film is not yet rated. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. Good change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Summer 2025 is bringing something wild to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens this summer, a reimagined zoo region inspired by your national parks. Get ready to get up close with Mexican wolves, black bears, river otters, bald eagles, and more in breathtaking new habitats. Discover local wildlife and conservation in action like never before. Plan your visit today. Visit columbuszoo.org for details.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We are live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Two men who are not allowed to sleep in the same room as their wives. This is Man and Timmy.
Man is out on some PTO, so I got Dave Biddle hanging out with me. Panama Ted is back there as well. Teddy's going to have some rapid fire for us next hour at 4:30. Mere moments, we'll go inside the Buckeyes. How you doing back there, Teddy?
My button's not working. It's not working because I don't know how to press it.
You hit the button and then you can talk.
Then you talk.
You're not doing too well. All right, good.
Not doing well, Mike.
No. Thank you, Teddy. So, bids, we were looking at the EA college football video game that's going to drop soon. I think that's in July is when that comes out, but they're getting the ratings and they got the cover guys set up. So Ryan Williams for Alabama and Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State. Two guys featured on the cover. This is a pretty cool thing for Jeremiah Smith. Well deserved. And we got him hopefully for 2 more years. I only say that because of the transfer portal and NIL. And when Miami is out there offering $4 million for, decent quarterbacks, I don't know what the Quinn Ewers market was going to be if he stayed in college football, but we know what Carson Beck was getting. I'm pretty sure we'll have Jeremiah for 2 years, but cool to see him get the cover. That's nice.
Yeah, you had a reporter asked him at the photo shoot, asked both of them, is there any chance you guys would sit out your final year as you get ready for the NFL? And JJ said,
making too much money.
I'm loving college. He's like, I'm not in no hurry to go to the NFL. Right.
Sitting
It'd be a little
out,
different
we're
if he
making
was like
tons of cash right now.
Yeah,
what are we talking
I can't. I'm not at liberty to say what JJ's making, but I was told he's not hurting, as we all know. So, but I found that encouraging. If you're a Buckeye fan out there, yes. If you're a Buckeye fan out there, sounds like JJ is very, very happy being a Buckeye, being here in Columbus, and yeah, it definitely helps with NIL. And listen, I mean, it's no secret to me, as you know, that like last year NIL. And it wasn't just because of the transfer portal, although they did a good job in the transfer portal, but they only got like 6 guys in the portal. But what was the crux of the national championship team was retaining their own players, guys that would have been maybe a guy like JT Tuimoloau was a 2nd-round pick this year. Maybe he would have been a 3rd-round pick last year. Typically would have left, came back. So many guys like that. Donovan Jackson, Jack Sawyer, Emeka Egbuka, Travion, on and on and on and on. Tyleek. Yes. And all those guys came back.
It was like 10 guys, honestly.
Yes.
And it was a group of close to 10 guys that came back that made a big deal in them winning.
And we learned recently, Donovan Jackson had actually told, recently during spring ball, told like his teammates and some of the coaches, hey, I am going pro. And Jack Sawyer, some of the guys, okay, we support you. And then the very next day, he changed his mind. So, but like because of NIL, they were able to retain those guys, and we saw what happened.
All right, let's go inside the Buckeyes.
Common Man and Timmy present Inside the Buckeyes.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, Biddle, let's talk a little track and field here. Ohio State is getting ready for the NCAA Division I outdoor track and field East first round. I didn't know that's how this worked now, where they had, regions basically that feed into Eugene, Oregon. So they're going to be pretty well represented. 23 total athletes, 13 women and 10 men in Jacksonville for the Buckeyes. Events begin tomorrow and run through Saturday the 31st. First event of the whole darn thing is the men's hammer at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Last event is Saturday at 8:45 at night. That'll be the women's 4x400 relay. We got an absolute burner in Leah Bertrand on the women's squad. She actually boasts the 2nd fastest time in the country in the 100 meter this year, a time of 10.94 at the Texas Relays. So good luck to all the athletes down in Jacksonville this weekend. Maybe, Biddle, hit up the Intercoastal Waterway. That's nice. I've done that before. Get some seafood when you get a chance.
Definitely.
Recommend it.
Yes. It's an absolute must, especially living in Ohio. You get to have some good seafood. You have to take advantage of that.
Go see the World Golf Hall of Fame down there in St. Augustine as well. Probably not time for that. Softball season was a really big hit. We went over that last week. And now some postseason awards are trickling out. They've got 5 members of the team: Morgan Fry, Cammie Quartercracks, all name team there, Sammy Bewick, Taylor Cruz, and Skylar Limone, all named Academic All-District. So you got to have a 3.5 GPA and be either a starter or a major contributor to qualify. Fry hit 379 with 12 dingers, 790 slugging percentage. Quartercracks finished her career with 213 hits. Bewick had 54 runs while hitting 330. Cruz had 16 bombs and 54 RBIs. Limone hit 361 with 29 RBIs. They made it to the NCAA Regionals. They fell to Tennessee in Knoxville. 45-14-1 was their record. That's great. Now, a sport you really love, tennis news. This is really cool. 2 former Buckeye national champs, J.J. Tracy and Robert Cash, the Cash Man, they have qualified to play at Roland Garros in the French Open doubles tournament. That's a big deal. Their draws begin tomorrow in the first round. They take on Rohan Bopanna of India and Adam Pavlicek of Russia. Cash and Tracy were ranked in the top 75 in the world for doubles. That helped earn their spot. They've won 6 pro tournaments since winning the NCAA title last May. They also won their opening round in their U.S. Open debut last August. Another former national champ, that's James Trotter. He had a good run in singles qualifying. I had to read up on this and learn how the process works. I honestly would have told you it was a 64-team field. It's 128 when you actually make it into the singles draws. So he had to play his way into that. He fell 1 round short of making that main draw. Trotter fell in straight sets to Germany's Benjamin Hassan. Trotter was an Ohio State Male Athlete of the Year when he was here. I think that's a big honor in itself. Male Athlete of the Year at this place.
For sure. When you consider there's 36 sports. And
they have a football team?
Football is pretty well known around here.
Yeah.
They've got some good guys. Yeah. To be Athlete of the Year at Ohio State, that is a huge feather in your cap, obviously.
All right. I I want to dispel a myth that I think is brewing in college football. I'll do that next. Dave Biddle is with us here today. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 71 after Hudson Street on the north side. It is stop and go from Morse Road. And we've got some slower traffic on southbound 270 on the east outer belt from Main Street to I-70. This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance. Celebrating 100 years of protecting your family's most priceless moments. Then, now, always. Erie Insurance. ErieInsurance.com. That's ErieInsurance.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. A lot of dealerships not stocking much inventory right now because of reasons. But at Jermaine Lexus, they have new inventory arriving every day. Get what you want when you want it. Lease the all-new NX350 for as low as $389 per month. How about rates as low as 3.99% up to 48 months and 4.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
When you join the plus side with AAA, that's all you'll have to do. Or you could learn to change your own tire.
Hey fam, what's up? Today I'm going to teach you to change a flat. Before we start, make sure it's not raining, or hailing, or lightning.
Skip the hard work. On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Dealin' Days are back at Lindsay Honda. Lock in your deal in May. Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas. Simply pick your new 2025 Honda and enjoy 0% for up to 60 months. Yes, 0% for up to 60 months on all new 2025 Hondas, including HR-V, Pilot, and Ridgeline.
Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Lindsay's got it, and you're gonna save.
See you, Lindsay Honda, during Dealin' Days.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of saving a good deal more when you shop with M-Perks at Meijer. Some delicious blueberries, money saved. A creamy treat of cookie dough ice cream, that's money saved. Savings, savings, savings. Because every dollar spent is also 10 points earned in M-Perks, which you can use to save on your next grocery trip or up to $1 off per gallon on your next tank of gas. At Meijer, we work hard to help you save a good deal more for a whole lot less. That's bringing more good to life. Exclusions apply. See mperks.com for details.
Hi, I'm Mandy. I'm one of the at-home coaches with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Honestly, I think the thing I hear the most is I didn't realize how easy it was. That first weekly they come in, they're like, oh my gosh, I already noticed that I'm not as bloated in my face or in my abdomen, or I've been sleeping better. I've been waking up with so much more energy. I don't need my coffee throughout the day. They're coming in a month or two later and they're like, hey, like my doctor said I need to lower my meds. I'm losing a ton of inches on my waist. I'm buying new pant sizes. And we're looking at the scale and we're like, yeah, your visceral fat's down again. That's fantastic. And we're celebrating all of these wins. And then we talk about, okay, next step. Let's talk about how to maintain it. This isn't over. This is just the next stage. That's what your health coach is there for.
Thanks, Mandy. This is Scotty Vegas. Easy weight loss with results that actually last. With Awaken 180 Weight Loss, you will succeed and you'll enjoy the process. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. While folks are waiting for particulars on a football kickoff time for college basketball, Ohio State today announcing the previously reported home game with Notre Dame will be Sunday, November 16th, with a return date in December in South Bend the following year. Pro basketball tonight, New York Knicks at Indianapolis to face the Indiana Pacers. Game 4 of the NBA's Eastern Finals. Pacers lead the Knicks 2-1. Cleveland Guardians try and snap a 2-game slide as they host the LA Dodgers again tonight. Cincinnati Reds will try for a second straight win, playing in Kansas City against the Royals. Practice rounds and other stuff going on at Muirfield Village, getting ready for the Memorial Tournament that starts on Thursday. NHL Dallas at Edmonton. Oilers lead the Stars 2-1. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Great to have goals, better to have experts help you with those goals. Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man's wife would rather bang her head up against a wall instead of listening to this show. Timmy's wife is banging the milkman. This is Man and Timmy.
Thank you guys for joining us here. I hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, a little holiday. If you got the 3 days to rest, recover from heading into it's a mile marker weekend, you know? Like it sort of sets us off into summertime. And then here in town, we've got the Memorial Tournament. That's always right on top of that. So we're getting really excited. We're going to be out there from 3 to 6 on Thursday and Friday. So do not miss that. Come and say hello. And hey, Fish just dropped the plug sheet here on my desk. Tomorrow from 12 to 3, Rothman and Ice, they're getting a jump start at our coverage at the Memorial. It's live from the Pro-Am. I think they'll be on the little the dock where the halfway house is, right across from 9 Green, because I remember last year, maybe they've done this 2 years, but definitely last year, Anthony we need to get him a wireless mic. That's the thing we need to do, so we can do this live during the show, so we can stray from the set. But he would record interviews while he is making that difficult walk up the hill from 9 Green up towards 10 T-Box. And, you know, he might grab, I think he got Peyton Manning and Chris Pratt last year. And I know Peyton and Steph Curry, they're already on the card. And Michelle Wee is going to be there, just right there. When you're talking about Peyton and Steph, and it seems like they're regulars now, they're going to be at the Pro-Am as long as Steph is not still playing in the NBA playoffs, which Warriors seemingly, it seems like that whole dynasty is dissolving, like with the Steph and the Draymond era. I mean, Steph is one of my favorite players. I mean, honestly, from covering him as a young pup at Davidson.
Oh, that's right.
And being in the building for the beginning of his NCAA tournament was some of the most fun basketball I have ever witnessed. I do love the guy, and I know a lot of people do, as they should. But those are two of the biggest athletes this quarter century. I mean, Peyton, I guess, dips back into the previous century as well, but I can't think of two guys that are that much of a bigger deal in their respective sports than those two guys.
Seriously, of all sports combined, like over the last 25 years, like top 10, both of them.
For sure.
All sports combined.
All sports.
Everything.
Yeah.
And men and women, everything, they're to the top 10. For sure.
I mean, obviously, LeBron is in that mix. You're throwing Patrick Mahomes into that mix as well. If you're just talking overall, and not just, it's the whole picture too. It's who they were as an athlete, but then it's everything else about them. Their marketability, what their reach is, who they are on social media.
Especially with Manning, with
Peyton Manning, with all the things that he's hosted and just how
the commercials
visible he is.
Yeah, his media empire that he's building, of course. Yeah.
Tom Brady obviously still has to be on that list.
Of course.
Winning
seven Super Bowl. We're in Columbus, Ohio. We recognize that Tom Brady's the GOAT, yes.
A little bit more what's coming up on the station tomorrow. We've got our friends T-Bone and Tyvis morning show, 6 to 9 a.m. They will have the huddle at 7 a.m., top of the 7 o'clock hour. Bishop and Friends at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Jake Trotter, ESPN's national college football reporter, which is good because we're about to talk some college football right here. We're going to have name dropping with Jeff Rimmer tomorrow at 5:30. So I'm excited for that. Dane Sanzenbacher. Sanzenbacher is going to be with me tomorrow. So I'll have Dane on the show tomorrow.
How tough is that guy? He's a tough guy. Imagine being he's not a huge guy. He's not a small guy. But imagine being like,
is he not a huge guy or not a small guy?
He's not huge. He's not small. But he's not like a big guy.
He's a regular guy.
He's just but think of how tough nails you have to be to go over the middle at his size and have no fear. And he did it time and time and time again. Made the NFL. Really good receiver at Ohio State. I love Dane Sanzenbacher.
All right, so this is actually no lie. Before I get to college football, Bids was talking about his cookout this weekend, and he's a good, clean. I don't know if I can call you a good, clean boy, but you're a good, clean man. And he did steaks. I mean, he leveled up a little bit. Steaks it's kind of on the fence when you talk about a cookout food. You know what I mean? Like classic cookout food. But I don't care. I'm happily going to eat it.
You're right.
I'm just saying
burgers.
If we're doing categories. Yeah, I think smoked meats.
Yeah.
We were doing our cookout plates on the show on Friday, if you didn't catch that. And yeah, burgers, dogs, brats. They're like at the top. Mike basically just did a Popeyes like catered event, which is still good.
Nice.
I know he was getting criticized for that. Also wasn't feeling like cookout food. But I had pulled pork and brisket, like the smoked meats, cookout style. Steak, although it doesn't feel like the cookout food, it works because you can fire up a charcoal grill. And you said you sliced some of it super thin for the leftover steaks. You made a ton of them.
Ribeye, yeah.
And he brought in, and I'm not lying, he had these Ziploc bagged in his backpack, in his little black backpack, like a Stroke 9 song. And he just popped the Ziploc. Now, I feel like I'm caught between a Stroke 9 song and what's the Ziploc bag? Who did that one? Is that Lit? Put it in a Ziploc bag and keep it in my pocket. Yeah, that's Lit. That's Lit. So caught between two like 90s.
I'm curious what you think
songs.
here. Yeah.
And I'm about to try this steak sandwich. I zapped it. Yeah, I zapped it for 10 seconds or so because you told me eat it cold, eat it hot, whatever. Teddy, did you have yours yet? Did you try the steak?
I did. It was fantastic.
You enjoyed it and has the little A1 sauce on it. That's
absolutely.
about it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Good,
very, very like bare bones. It's like bread.
Italian bread here that was toasted, but I understand it's lost its crispiness because
it has
in the
lost its
backpack.
crispiness. Yeah. And just steak, A1, and bread. That's it.
There you go. Chew into that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I know. When I made that today, that's why I had to bring one in for you guys. I figured I would talk about it. I'm like, I need to bring one in for my friends.
Oh, man, I'm supercharged.
And I don't make a lot of sandwiches, but like this, I think this is my favorite sandwich I've ever made for myself was this like leftover steak sandwich. Because usually if I make a steak sandwich, which I haven't done a lot, I'll be lazy and just take like a big slab of steak and put it on the bread, which tastes good and everything, but like kind of tough. Even if it's good steak, kind of tough to eat, slice it really thin. Get a little A1 on there, and that's it. Now, other people might put more stuff on it than that. I went pretty bare bones, but I like it.
Oh, Biddle,
Timmy's liking it.
I like it.
Good, and Teddy likes it. Good.
Ronnie Bass.
Thank you, Bids. Thank you so much. That was delicious.
Welcome. I'm glad you guys like it. Good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's delicious.
You know what I did last week, and then I completely forgot about it? No secret here. I shop at the Myers, put an S on the end. We're in the Midwest. Either way. I shop there all the time, right? Now, my one criticism, they've got good deals. They don't make you, like our friends at Giant Eagles make you now. You can't even buy anything in their store unless you sign up for the club. It's smart to go with whatever the sign up is because you'll get better deals. But sometimes Meijer makes you buy 10,000 of an item before you get a sale. All right, I'm over exaggerating. But in all seriousness, some of their items you have to buy 5 of. And I live in a family of 3, so I don't really need 5. I don't need 5 boxes of Cheez-Its, although that, like a dry snack like that is okay because it'll keep. But they had Klondike bars on sale.
What would you do?
Klondike bars,
What would you do?
I mean, you talk about a perfect Memorial Day, like put those in the freezer, pass those out to all your friends at the cookout. forget about making a fancy
steak
dish
sandwich.
or whatever.
Give me a Klondike bar, man. Come
forget
on.
about the steak sandwich. Let's go Klondike bar.
Klondike bar.
So I got 5 packs of Klondike bars. Jack is starting to tear into those suckers, though. You got to watch that kid. He's going to get after him. He's probably down like a whole box already.
Is there 6 of them in there? 6
in a box. Yeah. And we talked, Ted. I got a cookies and cream. They didn't have
no cookie dough.
No cookie dough.
Chocolate on chocolate.
Reese's.
I got Heath original,
which is
cookies
vanilla.
and cream and mint. Those are the 5. Mint chocolate chip. That's 5.
My
That's
favorite's the
refreshing.
chocolate on chocolate. So like the chocolate ice cream.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a bit because
You
I'm a
get
huge.
the chocolate
I'm
coating.
a huge. I know. I'm a
It's too
huge
much chocolate.
Well, I can see why you think that.
Dairy
I love
Queen
when
and
he
coat it with
sounds just like
chocolate.
Seinfeld, doesn't he?
Yes.
He sounds just like. I love it.
It's too much.
I get it. I'm a huge chocolate ice cream fan. I understand that I'm weird. Yes.
No, so I meant to bring it in, and I didn't. So it's not going to do you any good. When are we going to see you next? I don't know. I'll be
at the Memorial on Sunday, but we'll get milkshake.
Yeah,
we'll get milkshakes
they melt out there. I'm not going to lug my cooler with ice in it out there to Jack's place.
Well, just remember last year I even sent you a picture. I got a milkshake on my way home.
You did.
I did, and you're like,
you stupid. You couldn't get the milkshake, so I had to stop at Handles.
Anthony actually did say, if you want me to, I can go get you. You know, because I'm not going to have you go and get one of the players' milkshakes. But I appreciated the offer though.
Anthony's the guy.
So I just stopped at Handles near where we live and just got me a chocolate milkshake.
Who's our guy that's playing this weekend, Teddy? And you said you recommended he's a great follow for any golf fan out there. Michael Kim,
yes,
is it?
Michael Kim, fantastic. Yeah,
Michael Kim was already pushing out some content there. He got in, looked like yesterday. Got a little practice round in. I mean, it was an absolute all-star, gorgeous 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yes.
A little bit of weather was rolling in today. Hopefully the tournament's going to be all right. Little impact weather alerts for this week. But Kim was asking, he had the little menu board, and it's not like a crazy list of flavors on their actual board. Heath is one of them, vanilla chocolate. Buckeye, of course, is one of them. And
banana, I think,
bananas
on there.
I can't do bananas.
No. Somebody was saying you can mix like a Buckeye with something else. I'm like, this is perfect. Jack is awesome in every respect.
They'll make anything you want.
Yeah, of course.
You say it, they'll make the milkshake. But he was a good boy, and he went with Buckeye.
Yes.
When in Rome, he said. So
exactly. I like it.
Did the chocolate and peanut butter, so that was great. Okay, I didn't get to my thing here that I teased, which is why we will do it coming up. I swear it by the old stars and the new college football thing that I was thinking about.
You're just like Common Man.
Just like Common Man. Well, Teddy, what do we say?
We got to talking.
We got to talking. Yeah, we got to talking. So a myth in college football that I want to dispel coming up. Dave Biddle is in. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving a little slow on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And you're going to hit a couple minutes slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side from Hamilton Road to 270. This report is sponsored by rrfoundationspecialist.com. Secure your building's future with R&R Foundation Specialist. From sinking foundations, leaning walls, waterproofing, and more. Now serving Columbus, Ohio. Get a no-obligation estimate at rrfoundationspecialist.com. That's rrfoundationspecialist.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness, Ohio State's experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. When your illness or injury can't wait, the choice is clear.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset smoothie for National Flip-Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A little breezy out there, plenty of clouds and a few showers. Temperatures in the mid-60s on this Tuesday, down to the mid-50s by Wednesday morning. The chance of a shower, maybe a rumble of thunder early in the day, a bit of a break, and then an isolated thunderstorm possible later with highs only in the upper 60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
There's a greater than 0% chance Common Man gets fired before this show is over. You're listening to Man and Timmy.
Now, that would be impressive because if Man is not even here, if he's on PTO, he could still do something. I mean, it is still greater than a 0% chance. There's always a slim chance. You don't have to be in the building to get yourself fired. We know that.
How you can get fired on your day off? You're out here stealing boxes on your day off.
Well, the one thing that I think about because it's Memorial Week is that old Bogey Inn, which I don't think the Bogey is open yet. Have you seen those renderings?
I have not.
I think that's another year away or so. But somebody bought that thing up, and it is going to be almost like a golf city from what I saw.
Good.
Like it's going to have one of those outdoor putting courses type of deals. Basically, it's stolen an idea from my brain. I don't have any money or equity to pull off something like that, to the capital. Hey, investors, I got this idea. Like, shut up. No, we'll just do that ourselves. They're not going to cut you in. But I think that's an awesome idea to do these more elaborate, like putting courses, not mini golf. Big difference. And then put a brewery or a distill. Because I hate to say it, the first one of these I ever saw was somewhere up in Michigan, like Michigan City or right near the border, like southwestern Michigan, not far from the Chicago suburbs, but went to one up there. And I just thought it was so awesome. Like the square footage on the green that they had and the undulations. Oh, it was so fun. You just walked around. They had like little drink cup holders at they put like the metal stakes to tell you like which hole you were putting at. And they had 18 holes. So it was great. Great time for any golfer or non-golfer.
I was going to say, I'm not even I golf here and there, but I'm not a huge golfer, but I like it. And that sounds awesome to me. I can't imagine if you're like a diehard golf fan or a golfer. I mean, that sounds like we should do that sometime, Timmy.
Yeah.
As soon as it opens, let's go to Mongolian barbecue, and then
we can have one. We can have a food hall. We'll actually get Mongolian barbecue to be there because
there you go.
Everything's a food hall now, and I'm all for it. Right? You got Bud Dairy on the east side. You've got Crooked Can out there by us with the Hilliard boys.
Yeah.
So that's the way of the future is the food halls. So we get that, and then in addition to the putting course, we need the little pitch and putt to complete like the whole golf scene. If you're not going to go like a full championship golf course, not going to be that kind of maintenance, but the 50 to 90 yards. So you just bring your sand wedge and a putter, basically. Have a drink, walk around, work on that short game a little bit, or don't, or just be terrible and laugh it up and have a good time.
You and Scotty Vegas, man. You have the putting green in your backyard. Scotty's got like an actual
He has like a golf course. He has a par 3 in his backyard, doesn't he? Yeah,
basically.
He's got some land.
Basically, yeah, yeah. He's got like a It's like basically what you're talking about, like a little like chipping green. Yeah.
No,
like
we both. It's the same type of. It's the same kind of green. Yeah, a par 2 is nice. That's tough. But Scotty was out with me on Sunday.
Yes, and Ryan Baker.
Golf and Ryan Baker. Baker, I knew it. I mean, Baker's a big boy. I figured when club face hits ball, he's going to move it.
Yeah.
And he does.
Yes.
He had a couple issues off the tee. it's not like I played well or anything. I'm not saying anything. Scotty took me down. Scotty beat me straight up. So that was a good day. That was a good day for Scotty. And I couldn't get off the tee too well, but live to fight another day. Hey, Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company. Yeah, that's right. Teddy loves it when I do that. So I look at everything that's going on in college football right now. And I was just reading about Greg Sankey, SEC's commissioner. Seems like he's just kind of politicking right now because everybody in college football does seem to agree that the 16-team college football playoff model is going to be the future. And when you have a commissioner of a league that's considered to be one of the 2 biggest guys in the sport, a controlling interest, almost a key player in the sport and how it goes forward. And they are looking at a 4-4-2-2-1-3 model. I'll explain that. That means 4 Big Tens, 4 SECs, 2 ACC, 2 Big 12, 1 other championship team, and then 3 at large. That's potentially 7 teams from your conference that can go, but he's not committed to any particular format as they fire up SEC league meetings here earlier this week, yesterday. They started things up yesterday. So he said, we'll see how the conversation manifests itself this week, and we'll look at a little bit more deeply at different ideas, which will put me at some point in a better position to answer those questions. So we'll see where they go. I think that's going to add. He actually floated out the idea of play-in type games. Could you have play-in type games? Then that's about building interest and giving hope to other teams. Whether that's the ultimate destination, we'll see. And I think you said it, Biddle. We'd heard some things, even Tony Petitti in the Big Ten, about almost like a conference tournament where you seed things a little bit differently to give maybe an extra team a shot at getting one of those final spots in a 16-team model.
Well, let's say this happens and you have 4 auto bids for the Big Ten and 4 for the SEC. Let's just look at the Big Ten. It seems like that's going to happen, Timmy. So you have 4 automatic bids for the Big Ten. So the top 2 teams in the Big Ten standings, they'd be locked in. What Petitti and I don't think he's come out and said this, but it's been reported, what he is politicking for behind closed doors is to have
2 other games, huh?
Yeah, have 3 play 6, have 4 play 5 to determine, but kind of what the NBA does with their like play-in to determine who the 3 and 4 from the Big Ten is.
Teams
now,
are.
If you're the number 3 team in the Big Ten and you lose, are you out? No, because you still have 3 at large. You can still get in, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's just another way, and a lot of people do not like this, but it's just another way to make more money. And Petiti, what's his background? He comes from TV. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how, I'd have to look more into it. It's an interesting concept where the top 2 teams in the Big Ten would automatically get one of the top 2 seeds from the Big Ten, but then 3 and 4, you'd have like a little mini tournament. It sounds interesting. And like a lot of people just say, hey, more football is good, right? What are we complaining about? It's more football. I get that. But at some point, I don't want to kill the golden goose, though.
I know.
You know?
And that, you know what? That brings me to this, because that's going to be the test, right? Is they're going to walk that line as to how much is too much. And the myth that I get to, you've been hearing this for a couple years, right? If you're a more of an old soul fan of the sport and you go way back, which I know a lot of our listeners, a lot of you guys of a certain age, this is drastically changed. And change at this rate when it comes to a sport that's near and dear to our hearts, it can be a little jarring. It can be a little unsettling as well. But I do think I know in my heart that the idea of college football is dying or college football is being killed, I know that is false. And the reason why is you are always going to have the Ohio State Buckeyes running out of that tunnel on a Saturday, which is still the traditional day when college football is played, so they're not taking that away from us. We can talk about noon kickoffs. We can talk about night kickoffs. We can talk about 12-team playoff models and 16-team playoff models and play-in tournaments after, the conference championship game is set. You could talk about all of that. But at the very, very least, depending on what the schedule even is, conference is changing. You're going to play 12 regular season college football games on Saturdays. And despite all the money that guys are making, despite what coaches are making, transfer portal this and that, there's going to be a 3.5 to 4 hour window and likely an 8-hour chunk of your day on Saturday where your heart is just going to be happy because it's football and players are wearing those uniforms. And I think it still means something to them to go out there and play well for each other, for their teammates, for the great state of Ohio, and go and win. I think it'll be fine.
I agree with you. And I think, obviously a lot of college football fans are frustrated with a lot of the massive changes that we've seen over the last 5 or so years. I get that they're frustrated, but that doesn't correlate with, college football is dying. No, it's not. There's way too much passion. It's been a huge part of our country for like over 100 years. Again, Ohio State football, think of how much we love sports in this state, right? Think about the sports we love. Nothing compares to Ohio State football. And yeah, college football, are there some things that are frustrating? Yes, but college football is not going away anytime soon. It's thriving. The ratings are great. That being said, don't go over the line that you're talking about. They will. They'll figure out a way to go over the line. But
this is why we're making enough money. Meetings.
Yeah. Let's chill now. We've had like massive changes over the last 5 years as far as realignment, portal, NIL, everything. Let's just chill out now and get some guardrails here, but college football is great.
It ain't dying.
Look at this past year, man. Look at this postseason for Ohio State. Was anything better than that? I know we're Ohio State people saying that, but still, the 12-team play. Let's say you're an Indiana fan.
They're saying it takes away from the Michigan game too, but then you win the national championship after it.
Right, and let's say you're an Indiana fan. If anything, this new age has helped you out. And maybe Illinois this year, Boise last year, Arizona State. Those teams would not have had a seat at the table in a 4-team playoff, and they were. And just making the CFP, if you're Indiana, is like winning the national championship if you're a Hoosier fan.
I agree.
Yeah.
College football, baby.
Yeah, baby.
We're in too deep. Sum 41.
Right. I heard that song today.
Did you?
Yes.
Good. Put it on the playlist.
It was on Pop Rocks.
Yeah, it would be.
Seriously.
Yep. And I'm trying to keep up above in my head. All right. It's one of my favorite segments because Teddy is the one guiding us through. Rapid Fire. Next, Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's on southbound 71 after Hudson Street on the north side. It is slower from Morse Road. Also, watch out for an accident that's on the left shoulder of southbound 270 at Roberts Road on the west outer belt. This report is sponsored by NJM Insurance. While some insurance companies use gimmicks to get your attention, NJM would rather focus on putting their policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit NJM.com to learn more. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Bands are us when dreams don't get in. Bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bands are us when dreams don't get in. Bands are us.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
One has pizza sauce for blood. The other is Rachel Maddow. You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Dave Biddle is filling in today. Common Man out on some PTO. We do thank you guys for being a part of the show. Get on the YouTube chat. We see you there. Every single show is also live on YouTube. You can talk to us that way. You can tweet us at ManandTimmy971 on Twitter and X. And you can text the burner phone at 614-787-3093. That is a lot of ways to get at us. It is time for Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling. From some pumps and water heaters to full heating and cooling repair and replacement. The Waterworks tackles it all. Call 614-232-2222.
Teddy! All right, rapid fire number 1. Which Buckeye football player or players would have been on the cover of EA Sports College Football had there been a game between 2013 and 2024?
Ooh, you know what? So, thinking about this, and rules have changed with NIL, so now you can feature players. In the past, I think it might have been Denard Robinson, does that sound right, who was on that last cover before they ended it. You had to be on your way to the professional ranks, and then they would feature you as an individual. I think the perfect guy, may he rest in peace, would have been Dwayne Haskins after he lit it up with 50 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards. I know that team didn't win a national championship, but my goodness, did he put up some numbers? I can think of some more, but I'd like to hear who you're going to say, Bids.
Yeah, that was definitely one that I jotted down. But Zeke would be at the top of my list because, especially if there was a game in going into that 2015 season with Ohio State coming off the national championship in 2014,
yeah.
Zeke would have been front and center. I mean, think about it, like all the stars on that team with Bosa and everybody else, Vaughn, on and on and on. Cardale, on and on. But like Zeke, with Ohio State fans, like busting out the Zeke, and what he did in the postseason. Definitely Zeke going into 2015 would be.
I think he would have been the clear choice for that team. What was it? 220 yards rushing in the Wisconsin game, maybe 230 in the Bama game, and then maybe 242 in the national championship, or 246. It just went
something like that.
Just a little 220-yard escalator, from the 3 biggest college football games of his career there.
Any defensive players jump into mind?
Both Bosa's. Chase Young would be on there. I mean, think about those guys. I mean, like, Chase Young was the number 2 pick of the draft. Was Nick also the number 2 pick? And Joey was maybe the number 3, number 4 pick. Crazy when you think about that. Some other guys, C.J. Stroud, I wrote down, Braxton Miller, Justin Fields.
Yeah, certainly Fields. All right, rapid fire. Number 2, Teddy.
All right, which team that you cheer for has given you the most heartbreak over the years?
Oh, there's so many, right?
For me, it's easy. The Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals. Fresh in my mind right now is the Baltimore Orioles. They were 5th, 6th in World Series odds going into the season. They were a 101-win team 2 seasons ago. And they, like the Carolina Hurricanes, can't win a game when they make it to the postseason. I think they have the longest postseason losing streak in baseball right now. And they certainly aren't going to be able to add to that. So that streak is safe. I mean, they'll still have the longest, but they will not be going to the postseason this year because they started off like 16-32. They've gotten a couple wins here lately. They're the worst, and I had more to choose from too.
Right. Seriously, I had a debate between a couple myself. Trust me.
So Cincy for you, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I easily could have made an argument for the Reds, but I did see a Reds World Series championship in my life, and I remember it well. I was in junior high, so it's not like I was technically alive. Well, I was alive for the 76 World Series, but I was a baby.
Yeah,
I guess the 75, but I was alive for the 76.
The run to the Super Bowl with Joey B. It didn't scratch that itch enough because it was such a painful loss.
That was awesome.
You're so close.
That was awesome.
You can taste it. That still gives Jack. It still gives him heart palpitations to think about how close they were. We relive that 3rd down sequence when the Bengals had the ball and they chose to run it up the gut with Samaje Perine.
Oh yeah,
on 3rd and short. And then they tried to throw it on 4th and short, and Aaron Donald, of course, blew up the play.
Well, Logan Wilson's
that was it.
Pass interference, I thought, was a bogus call. But, you can't put yourself in that position. The 88 season Super Bowls did that for me. I thought the Bengals were going to beat the Niners that year. The Bengals just getting to the Super Bowl, the 2021 season, to me, was like, I don't know. I have great memories of that. Sorry, Ted, go ahead.
Rapid fire number 3.
The Memorial Tournament is this week, and I want to know what you would consider is the perfect weather for golfing.
Oh, man. I'm trying to get... So what is our forecast? Do you know what the hottest day is going to be the rest of the week?
Maybe 74 or 5, I think.
So
right?
we're under what we have been. Okay, I'm seeing highs of 70 on Saturday and a high of 71 on Sunday. My goodness. That is perfect. We do
San Diego weather.
Rain in the forecast up until Friday here. I don't know exactly what percentage those are. I mean, we've got the crack weather team at 10 TV that'll keep you up to speed on that. I'm going to say 60. I know. 60 and cloudy, low wind. I like to wear pants, and then I like to wear a thin quarter zip over top my golf shirt to be comfortable. I can pull the sleeves up a little bit. That's the way I like to play. That's ideal.
I like that. I almost said 70, but in Ohio, you're dealing with humidity. If it's 70 and sunny, that could actually be kind of a hot day if it's humid. So I agree with you. I would go with somewhere I'll go a little bit higher. I'll go 65 degrees, a little bit of sun. I want to get a little bit of bronze. You know me, I like to get a little bronzed.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You got to get a little bronzed.
You look good. When you come back from the beach, you look good.
The rest of the year, I look like an embarrassment. But when I get back from the beach, those few days, I look
Dave,
okay.
No, people don't say that about you, as far as you know. Come on. All right, Teddy. Number 4.
All right. Next week, Goodyear will have all 3 of its blimps flying in Akron for the 100-year anniversary of its first blimp flight.
No.
Would you guys ever take a ride in the blimp?
No. No chance. Do they pay?
I was going to say, if I had to do it for a good cause, I would. If I had to do it for charity.
for a cause.
I would do it for charity. If you're like, Dave, do you just want to go up in the blimp? I'd be like, no, I'm good.
What would the charity be that sends you up in a blimp?
I don't know. I was answering the question. I don't know. I think of it that deeply. But yeah, if you just asked me, like, would you want to do it? I'd say no. If I could do it for a good cause, I guess I would do it.
Do it for the cure, baby. The World Fund or something?
Yes.
For the human fund.
We're
going up there.
The human fund.
For the human fund.
Then we're going to have to parachute out of the balloon for the human fund.
And I don't know why. Like, I know the Hindenburg was a long time ago.
Oh, my gosh.
And that hasn't really happened again, right? We've been doing this Goodyear Blimp thing for a long, long time, but yet I still think about that in the radio report of when it happened. I'm not doing a blimp. No. Last one.
All right. Today is National Grape Popsicle Day. Now, we talked a little bit about popsicles last week, Timmy. What's your favorite popsicle flavor? Why is it orange?
And why is it orange?
Stop it. He's a big orange guy.
Orange creamsicle is just...
Well, that's not a popsicle, though.
It's not? Is that
creamsicle?
Is that an ice cream bar that doesn't count as a popsicle?
Thing.
Popsicle is just ice and a flavor.
Okay,
that's
all right,
basic.
That's fair. Then it's Bomb Pop. It's Bomb Pop.
Bomb Pop is your favorite?
You know what? Is that cheating? Because that's 3 flavors.
Yeah, I think you just wanted a flavor.
Well,
White's my favorite, then red. Sorry, blue.
I'll allow it.
Cherry for me, red.
Ooh, look at you.
Cherry red. Yeah, just bam. There you go. Cincinnati red.
Just like an Ellie Pop.
Yeah.
Sell them at the game.
That's right.
No, Ellie Pop.
No, yep. Big Red Smoky and an Ellie Pop. Down to the stick.
The chat is hilarious on YouTube.
Oh.
Shout out to all the people in our chat on our YouTube page. It's hilarious.
What are they saying?
There's so much funny stuff. Here's my favorite
beer?
one.
Eddie says root
Here's
beer?
a good one.
Root beer's wrong.
People are
It's
commenting.
wrong.
Timmy, you like to comment on people's attire. One says, this is Buck Nakeman says, Timmy looks like he's going to shake me down for my gabagool, but then show me how to measure twice and cut once. They're saying that the chain mixed with the flannel shirt is sending mixed messages. They say you're looking a little Guido, but then you're looking a little like farmer.
I had something to say about that. So I will respond to that claim. Sarah says something to me as she was on her way out today with the outfit that I chose. That's coming up. Dave Biddle is in for Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for a 30-minute delay due to a structure fire that's on eastbound East Broad Street. Near Wagoner Road, it is stop and go from 270 on the East Outer Belt. And we've got a 10-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and North Broadway. This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Get oil changes that are pit stop fast. Take 5 Oil Change gets you in and out in 10 minutes and is teaming up with the movie F1 starring Brad Pitt. Book ahead or drive in and catch all the speed in action only in theaters June 27th. This film is not yet rated. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Ohio State's experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. When your illness or injury can't wait, the choice is clear.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, explains why he banks with First Bank of Central Ohio.
Anytime you're dealing with a local bank, it's about being able to pick up the phone and talk to real people. That is a huge pro. You know, when you get into these bigger banks, that doesn't happen.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Good news. Jack has personally invited the fan to the Memorial Tournament, and we're broadcasting 30 hours of live content, and we'll try not to embarrass ourselves.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org. Going up.
Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Want to see what loan options you qualify for without impacting your credit score? CME Federal Credit Union makes it easy. You'll get access to tailored loan options. No strings attached. It's simple, secure, and stress-free, just how it should be. Visit cmefcu.org to take the first step towards your financial goals today. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If the authorities looked at their Instagram accounts, they'd be arrested immediately.
Daddy, what are you doing?
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show this week, and I hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend holiday. Man is out. He's on some PTO. So our friend Dave Biddle is hanging out with us here today. And we got to talking in the chat on YouTube, which it's a good way for you guys to stay in touch with us and all the other ways to get in touch with us as well on social media at Man and Timmy 971 on Twitter and X. And you can text the burner 614-787-3093. So somebody said something about the chain and the shirt that I'm wearing today. Now, the chain, that's been there for a while. It started off sort of as a joke, and we're trying to, add things. This is what we do. We're here at the office all day. We have to have fun with something. So we get on Mitchell and Ness, right? We buy old sports crap. We start wearing tracksuits. Then that's not enough. So then we buy chains to go with the tracksuits. We get new watches, right? And then the silver chains weren't enough, so we bought gaudy fake gold necklaces.
Yeah.
And we displayed some of those last week. I bought one that has a basketball going through a hoop with fake diamonds all over it. And then Common Man just bought one with a giant amulet of a lion. So that's where we're at now. And I see some of you guys in the chat. Yes, Eddie says you guys need to start wearing matching tracksuits on Fridays. We did have Tracksuit Friday. It's just sort of it comes and goes, So today, as I'm leaving, and you notice I put on a blue flannel shirt. Some people were getting on me saying that's not the right look for this time of year. And Sarah even says something to me about it when I put it on this morning. And she said, that's an interesting choice. And I said back to her, I said, well, what do you mean? And she's like, I wouldn't expect you to wear flannel in the springtime. I said, do you look out the window? See what the weather is right now? It's not about what season it is. We need to get outside. That's why we have just decided to start wearing whatever we feel like wearing whenever we want to wear it.
I missed the memo that it was cold today.
You're wearing a Major League t-shirt. Great movie, by the way.
Great movie.
One of the best baseball movies.
Typically in late May, very appropriate for the weather.
Well,
Not
baseball.
today.
It is baseball season.
I had to walk out to my car earlier. I'm like, my God, is it cold?
Well, if you want to go,
it was like raining and it was windy.
If you want to go with the Ryan Baker rule of thumb from our friend from Bishop and Friends, it's 70 and sunny inside. So that's why he
always wears shorts.
There's no degree too cold. The only way Ryan Baker will wear pants is if it is to be presentable when he is doing TV, calling some high school football or baseball or basketball games.
And the irony there is they don't see your pants when you're doing those games, Ryan. You can still wear shorts.
But it's just a look, though. And I respect it. It's just about being presentable when he's out doing more important work, TV stuff. But to the flannel shirt, I said it's cloudy. It's not going to get outside the 60s right here. And when
it's raining.
It's windy a little bit.
Cold.
It was spitting a little bit. It wasn't raining in the morning when I was doing the 2-3 dog walks that I got to do every day before I leave the office because our poor gal is still recovering from her torn ACL. So it's taking more walks. So I threw this on. I didn't feel like I needed a jacket or even a raincoat because it wasn't like rain wasn't coming out of the sky. Although it looked like rain was threatening. I felt good about the choice. I stand by the choice. Blue flannel shirt. I think it's a good look.
I'll say this. It's very unconventional, but it works. It actually looks good. It's not I'm not just saying that. It actually does look good.
No, I appreciate it. That's why I have them. It's a Field and Stream
You never
brand.
think the Paisan
fishing
look
pole
mixed with the little like breeches. Remember the store breeches?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Outdoors. Little mall store.
Breeches.
A lot of flannel. So, you don't usually see a look like this, but you're making it work, my friend. You're making it work.
Did you ever have a jean jacket phase? Maybe have a Jordache or something like that?
I never had a jean jacket,
Even
no.
Old Navy, I think, was making jean jackets for the throwback people out there.
I will admit, when I was in junior high, I did have jorts. They were in style. Jean shorts, jorts.
Who didn't have jean shorts?
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Teddy, you wore jorts, right? You had to go through a phase.
I had a jean jacket as well back when I was banging,
You probably
back when you were banging.
You probably still wear
Running
jean shorts, don't you?
No, I don't. I stopped that a long time ago. But I did way back when.
What about cargo shorts though? Where are we with cargo shorts?
I used to like cargo shorts, yeah.
I still have a pair of them.
All of the bad fashion trends, yeah. You can sign me up.
Yeah.
I like cargo shorts. Yeah, I still would if people wouldn't make fun of me. I liked them.
Yeah, I can't.
They're very
I can't
functional.
get. They are. They're certainly functional, but I feel like if you're using those pockets, then you've got too much stuff. Then take some stuff out of the pockets, or what about a hip pouch?
A fanny pack?
Yes.
Speaking of the YouTube chat.
If you got cargo shorts and you're putting things in those cargo pockets, those should be for looks only. Because they're going to puff out too far.
Another shout out to our YouTube chat. They're talking about fanny packs. Somebody's saying Bids and I wore jams. Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, jams. I had the jams. Yeah.
Oh,
jams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it was a bad fashion, I was about it. Speaking of junior high, you'd roll your jeans. We call it peg your jeans.
Peg your jeans. That's just completely different.
With no socks.
There's some pegging involved.
With the Eastland shoes with no socks, like disgusting. Walking around in 7th grade thinking you're cool with your rolled jeans and your Eastland shoes and no socks. Like, what were you doing?
What was the mall we had out there on West? Was it the Westland Mall? Was it called that?
There was a.
Did I miss out on the Westland Mall?
I moved here in 2003, and I still basically missed out on the Westland Mall. Like it existed, but it was like awful. And now they finally a few years ago they finally raised it. And they've got to do something with that. Like the casinos over there, if they can find something good to do with the former Westland Mall area.
If you want to experience dying.
Geez.
And hopefully I'm just talking about the mall dying, not you, but the Tuttle Mall. My God.
I know.
Have you been in there recently?
It's been a while. But
It
that's
had been
sad.
5 years, and then Man told me about it, how it was like 30% capacity.
It's a ghost town.
And I get it, right? This is it's sort of a sacrificial lamb of where we are in society, where we are as Americans, and our shopping habits. It's going to happen.
Because we're buying everything online.
Yeah,
I know.
It's taken over.
And
We're
I
Amazon now, and that's how it goes.
I prefer trying things on, but it's like I don't have time. And it feels like if I do go to a store now, it's like,
who's got to try a thing on anymore, right? Just send it back. If you send it back and get the other size, right?
I'm so lazy. If I buy something online and then of everything you have to do, it's not even that hard.
You'll just keep it.
It depends on how much it is. It depends on how much it is. But like, I'm like, oh crap. I almost would rather just keep it than deal with like trying to send it back. But yeah, you're right, man. I mean, it's like collateral damage for like malls and stuff like that. I think Tuttle is being kept afloat by. They have like a. Do they have like a basically like a. I don't know. It's like a mini amusement park in there, so to speak.
Scene 55, Studio 55.
Yeah, my daughter was telling me about it. I'm like, well, whatever works. If that's keeping it afloat, good. Macy's is happy.
I don't know if it is.
I don't know if it's still underwater.
The looks of it. Hopefully that great American cookie is still banging. I don't know. Get a frosted cookie while you're there walking around looking at all the stores that used to be. Just give me a Gadzooks, please. I'm sure that's not in there anymore either. What have we been talking about so far today? We have got the Pulse coming up. Dave Biddle is in. It's Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 10-minute delay on southbound 315 from Lane Avenue to Town Street. And there's a 5-minute delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Look out for Put-in-Bay, the island getaway you've been waiting for. Be it a day or a weekend, you can enjoy all sorts of shops, dining, and entertainment. Plan your perfect trip today at visitputinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. A lot of dealerships not stocking much inventory right now because of reasons. But at Jermaine Lexus, they have new inventory arriving every day. Get what you want when you want it. Lease the all-new NX350 for as low as $389 per month. How about rates as low as 3.99% up to 48 months and 4.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Don't settle for ordinary this summer when adventure awaits. Make memories that will last forever only at your Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, Central Ohio's family destination for fun. Plan your perfect summer trip at columbuszoo.org.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the 2 of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Guys, don't waste your time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit our TRT experts at Low T Center today for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer is limited, so book now at fixedbylowt.com. FixMyLowT.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $514 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hi, I'm Mandy. I'm one of the at-home coaches with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. A lot of times people just come to me and they're like, I've tried everything. I just can't lose weight. And I'm like, you haven't tried everything. You haven't tried Awaken 180. And we're completely different. The biggest difference I hear from people is the relationship with the health coach, because we get to know you. We're there for you. We're unlimited support for you. It's not just somebody who's sending you a cookie cutter program. You're getting that personal health coach. You and your health coach will work together at Awaken 180 to figure out how to make it your new lifestyle so that you don't have to think about it. You just live your life. That's the main difference. Come talk to us and see how Awaken 180 can help you.
Thanks, Mandy. This is Scotty Vegas. Unlimited coaching, unlimited support. Awaken 180 is there for you while losing weight fast and after reaching your goal. Free support for life at awaken180weightloss.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keel. Cincinnati Reds go for a second straight win when they play in Kansas City against the Royals tonight. You can hear that game here on the Fan later this evening. Cleveland Guardians will try and break a 2-game skid as they host the Los Angeles Dodgers. From college basketball, Ohio State announcing today that their previously reported home game with Notre Dame will be Sunday, November 16th. The return game at South Bend will be December the following year. NBA playoffs tonight. New York Knicks in Indiana to face the Pacers. Game 4 of the Eastern Finals. Indiana leads 2-1 on the ice of the National Hockey League Western Conference Finals. Dallas at Edmonton. The Oilers ahead of the Stars in that series, 2-1. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's great to have goals, even better to have experts help you attain those goals. Experts in weight loss. Awaken 180 weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
They refer to each other as stupid, so they must get along.
We fight a lot, but at the end of the day, it's okay, because we really do hate each other.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
No man here today. He's got some PTO this week. Dave Biddle is hanging out with us. Dave, I know a lot of what you do. I mean, you do great work for us on the Money, our sports betting show with Scotty Vegas. Do you sometimes have to keep Scotty Vegas from placing bets mid-show? I would imagine that
I encourage
that's an itch for him, right?
I encourage. I think it's great when we make bets live on the show. I think it just adds to the entertainment factor, which we need to add to that.
He also wanted to bet. I mean, not like betting on the golf course. It's one of the most famous places to bet, right? That's what, I mean, ask Michael Jordan or Charles Barkley how that goes, right? Like that's where bets go down, And so we had a little throwaway stuff. $5 Nassau, front 9, back 9 total. He cleaned up. Again, I was bad. I was poor on Sunday, so he got it done. And I think he needs it because he'll play better when there's something on the line.
Yes, he does. When
the bets
no matter what it is,
that's when it's going to bring out.
Like we're playing Papa Shot,
Scotty.
he wants to put like $1 on it at least, or $5.
Oh, man.
And no matter what we're doing, he wants to. Like if you guys are playing ping pong, he's going to bet on it. He's pretty good at ping pong now. I found this out the hard way on Sunday.
I haven't played him in a while in ping
He's
pong.
good.
And he does have a little bit of game.
He grew up with a ping pong table and he played all the time. He's good. He's legit good.
And does he have a ping pong table
now?
I
don't know. He plays a ton of tennis and pickleball.
Oh, he's graduated. Oh man,
Yeah.
Pickleball. You're caught in the middle. You're stuck in no man's land.
Have you played
not
pickleball
Not
yet?
certain if you're going to go ping pong, go smaller, or just get all in and be a tennis player. You're a big tennis guy.
I do. I love tennis, and I've played a ton of tennis over the years. I have never played pickleball, but I know I will play it at some point. Isn't that funny?
I have played.
Yeah.
It was something that Jack and I started to play a little bit a couple years ago, looking for something else to do.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm one of these dads. I will do just about anything if you are going to be interested in it. I will follow my kids' interests wherever they go.
That's a good dad.
Unless he wants to go into male prostitution.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't follow that.
Then I'm not.
No.
Then I
steer clear of that.
Not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few things that maybe you should steer clear of. But yeah, your son liking a sport, you're going to get involved with that. Even if it's a sport you might not like.
Right? Like he's into cards.
Football cards.
Really just football cards.
That's awesome.
But he loves sports cards. Like if he wanted to run his own shop eventually, of course he'll have baseball cards and anything that any hobbyist would be into. But he's actually doing breaks now, which for people that are just sort of coming back to the card trade, that's when you buy up the boxes and then you sell off certain teams. So you're only buying, whatever. I want the Commanders. I'm going to pay $50 if you're opening 6 boxes of this product, and then any Jaden Daniels that pops up is mine, all mine. So he's actually doing those on this app, so he's having fun with it.
Those are fun, and you should let him know about where I know the Fan has a partnership with Huggy Kissy Bear.
Yeah, the
cards.
Breakers. I know you had them on.
Absolutely,
I was hearing some of that segment. That was
really good guys, really good guys. Adam and Jeff, and they've taken the one thing I don't like about the card collectible business, and this is not everybody. This is just the one thing I don't like about overall the shadiness factor. These guys, I don't need to get into the weeds. They've taken that out of the mix. They're so transparent about everything they do. They go out of their way to make sure there's just no shadiness, and they do a great job. And yeah, I'm a little biased because I was able to get a Joe Burrow rookie card graded out.
Nice.
10, graded out a 10 out of 10 on PSA.
So you had the card and then you graded it through them? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Or you just got a graded card from them?
We did a break on the air, and I got a Joe Burrow rookie card.
That was slabbed and graded?
Yes.
Slabbed, as we say in the hobby.
Because what they do is, this is the thing, a lot of people will say it's a break, but it's not really, because they just put in there whatever they want to. These guys say exactly, if it's not a true break where it's sealed and this is the first time any guys
right. They've already opened. They've
put some stuff in there, and they'll tell you exactly not what's in there.
What you're chasing.
But exactly. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So now I got me a Joe Burrow. I was always huge into baseball cards as a kid. And then for years, Timmy, I was like, oh, geez, man, baseball cards aren't worth anything anymore. Why do I keep all these? And then they came back, and now it's
But still, the old ones that we had in the 90s are not worth anything unless you have a couple of rookies and maybe they're PSA 10s or whatever.
Ken Griffey Jr., Upper Deck. That's
Derek Jeter rookies,
89. Whatever. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. A lot of the ones we thought would be valuable. If you just have a Roger Clemens or a Barry Bonds that's not a rookie,
it's just nothing.
Yeah. And now I do think eventually they'll make the Hall of Fame. I think the steroid guys, because I think over time people are going to realize, well, wait a minute, it wasn't just the batters using. Clemens was using, Pettit was using, so the pitchers were using, the batters were using. It technically wasn't against the rules. Eventually, they got to let these guys in, right? I mean, Barry Bonds Mark McGwire, guys like that. They were especially Bonds. He was a Hall of Famer before he started using, and I've always thought
it's a long conversation.
I've always thought
me.
This. Barry Bonds, I don't think he would have started using unless he saw Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire take over the entire buzz of the sport. He was
sports world.
I am better than these guys. How about I just do that? We'll see what's up. And look what happened. He was better than them. Then he definitely used and a lot the cream and the clear, Balco and all that fun stuff, and 73 home runs. My point is, eventually those guys are going to get in, and I think those. If you have a collectible, I have a bunch of Pete Rose cards, by the way. I don't think he'll get in. I know what happened. I know he's now technically could get in. Timmy, I don't think he will, but if he does, that'll be good. If you're collecting cards and your guy gets in the Hall of Fame, whether it's baseball, basketball, or football, obviously that value skyrockets.
It'll do something to it. But I like where you're at. Collecting Joey B. I'm collecting Joey B as well. That's definitely someone, like if you're into football cards, and since everything kind of changed with how it operates under the Panini guys now, they're the brand that owns most of the card companies. I know you guys know that, but that's where it is. So my son has a lot of fun with it. So I will do it as long as it is making him happy. It is time for the Pulse.
What have these morons been talking about for the past 2 hours? It's time for the Pulse.
All right, so we're tracking the NBA postseason, obviously the chase to the Stanley Cup as well in the NHL, and both Bids and I did not realize that this streak had hit the Carolina Hurricanes this way. We kind of on the outside looking in here in Columbus figured the Carolina Hurricanes would be pretty good. They make the playoffs more than they don't. We know Don Waddell left, and now he's here, and we're hoping that he builds our franchise up here in Columbus to make deep runs in the NHL playoffs as well. But with the win over the Panthers, they avoid the sweep and they snap a 15-game conference finals skid. That is a tremendous losing streak. Really, congrats to them. I mean, you make it all the way there, but you got to go back to 2006, the last time that they won a game in the Eastern Conference Finals. That is really crazy. The Panthers, by the way, looking to become the 7th team since 67-68, since the expansion, to appear in at least 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. They are good right now.
Yeah, they are. And man, how do we let Bob get away? At the time, we were like, he wants too much money. It's like, oh, geez. Yeah. We paid Elvis a good portion of that. We could have just paid Bob that.
I don't like to think about it.
They call him Playoff Bob and everything. It's like, geez.
Playoff Bob is pretty good, right? 2-time Vezina winning Bob was pretty good, too.
He was good.
he was good.
I think once you have a good player, you shouldn't let him get away, but that's just me.
I had a thing earlier today where, we were reading up on Greg Sankey's comments down at the SEC meetings, how he's trying to make it seem like they're not committed to any particular playoff format, though we know that a 16-team model is the thing that's going to be looming. And as of now, you're going to get at least 4 Big Tens and 4 SECs in there. And then I just thought I would dispel a myth that I think has been brewing in college football for some time, where a lot of people, it's a popular thing to say, college football is dying, the sport's being ruined. And I just think that's false, because when it all comes down to it, if we love football, football is part of the fabric of our culture as Ohioans. When it's Saturday and you got guys running out there wearing the scarlet and gray, you're going to be happy watching a football game for 3.5 to 4 hours, no matter what the system is, no matter what the process is. For that time, when they're on the field and it's X's and O's and it's football is going to be alive. And I think it's always going to be alive, no matter what things change. And things have changed drastically. I totally get all that. Oh, and Dave had a cookout where he made steaks. Again, it's a bold move. I like it. Ribeyes and strip steaks. And he brought leftover steak sandwiches in on little grilled Italian bread for Teddy and I, and they were delicious. Thin sliced. Those were delicious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So good.
I am happy that you guys like them so much, because I like them as well, and now they're going to be a staple.
There is a sticker shock that I thankfully will never have to experience when so many of my peers will. I'll explain my luck next. It's Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 from Leonard Avenue to Neal Avenue. And you're looking at a 20-minute slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and North Broadway. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if erectile dysfunction is making for a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us, because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get the care you deserve. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose to demonstrate to you the amazing effectiveness of our treatments. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
At Meijer, we're working hard to make grocery shopping a good deal better by bringing you low prices on your family's summertime favorites. This week, certified Angus beef ground chuck family packs are just $4.99 per pound. Locally grown asparagus is $1.99 per pound. Select McCormick Grill Mate seasonings are 2 for $4. And assorted varieties of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products are buy 2 12-packs, get 1 free, plus deposit where applicable. Counting on great deals with every Meijer visit. That's the good life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week. But not OJ, because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds, a few showers, and a bit of a breeze on this Tuesday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Overnight, we'll keep it mild but wet. Scattered showers and perhaps a rumble of thunder. Starting off your Wednesday in the mid 50s. And then during the day, chance of a shower early, chance of a thunderstorm late. Mostly cloudy skies, light winds, and highs in the mid to upper 60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
The only show that can bring a dead queen back to life. This is Common Man and Timmy.
Man is out today. Dave Biddle is in. It's been fun with you, Dave. Thank you so much for doing it. If you missed any of today's show, then you can download and listen to our daily podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And that podcast is brought to you by Care Heating and Cooling. I will tell you, logo still not updated on Apple. So sorry about that. You still get to see T-Bone's lovely face there and the Common Man and T-Bone logo.
Takes a while on Apple.
It's only been 3 weeks, right? It's just an image. You wouldn't think like a click of a button, resave, upload image, and boom, done. But no, it's a long process. We put a man on the moon. Can't do that though.
We've dealt with that at Bucknuts a few times. Just like when we change our logo, it will take a while on Apple. Yeah, they have other things that they prioritize, Timmy.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why, but
I wanted to talk to you about something in particular because I know you're in the club. You are in this club. That's why I like you, because you're a Cedar Point and Kings Island kind of guy.
You better believe it.
And I think you bleed more Kings Island because you're a Cincinnati boy.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But I also I grew up not too far away from Kings Island. Like it was like a 40-minute drive, 35 minutes. So I had like season passes. But I love Kings Island to this day. I fully admit Cedar Point is the best in the country, in my opinion, just because of the amount of rides they have. But we're so lucky. We have two of the best amusement parks in the country in our own state. I think Cedar Point is the best, and Kings Island's right there. Yeah, man, I've been to Kings Island probably 100 times in my life, if not more than that. I've only been to Cedar Point like a few times, but Cedar Point is tough to beat, man. There's a reason it always is ranked as the best or one of the best amusement parks in the country.
Well, and if you live here and you love that and you're getting a good value out of getting those season passes, those are a good way to strike. Now my son's got one. Jack's got himself a season pass, and he got the solo one for Cedar Point this year. So he's almost like telling us where we're going. So it's
a bullet train up there now?
Like right,
it takes a while to get up there.
Yeah, I got to wrap around Mansfield there. Yeah. It's like 19 different routes to get up there. Is it upper or lower? It's lower Sandusky, right?
Upper Sandusky is lower than Sandusky.
Yeah, it's lower Sandusky.
It's because of the river, the Sandusky River.
It's the way the river flows.
It's still funny regardless. I know there's a reason why that Upper Sandusky is south of Sandusky. Sandusky, the home of Orlando Pace and Cedar Point.
That's right. So the point that I brought this up is because my sister and her family, they just recently did the trip to Disney World. And this is the second time that they've done the trip to Disney World. And we talk about it. None of us care. Like it's just a thing adults do, right? Is to talk about the price tags on things and how crazy high prices are getting through the years. There's nothing else that tells you are 40 years old other than talking about the prices of things. I've told you I will walk by the egg aisle and just shout the F word. Maybe I don't shout it. Maybe I say it like in my head. If there's no one around, I might, Jesus,
See, I say 33 cents an egg is still cheap. I'm like $4 a dozen. Like we're
still at $5 a dozen.
We realize 33 cents per egg is cheap, right? Like that is cheap. And by the way,
gas went down a little bit though, and then you pump your gas, and I'm like, wow, I filled the Murano for $41.
The Murano, the new Murano.
Let's go.
I learned something new.
I've had that for like 3 years.
Oh, 3 years?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was newer than that. I don't know why.
You're a new car boy.
Relatively. I got it in October. It is a 2025, though. But yeah.
Must be nice. Times be good to Dave Biddle.
Well.
Little Pathfinder guy.
I don't know, man.
That's
Pathfinder.
Bigger. It's bigger.
No, mine's a Passport.
Oh,
Transport.
Sorry. Honda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's high class. Dave.
Yeah, right.
High society.
Yeah, me and Kyle McCord.
So, Disney World, and I saw someone's Instagram reel this weekend that was chronicling every single penny spent, which, again, I've already known some of this because I've had friends, I've had family that have taken the trip down there, and it's crazy, right? You're talking about just to get down there, just your travel. If you're not like a true Ohioan and you're driving anywhere within a 16-hour shot, I for the life of me, would not want to drive to Florida. There have got to be limits, and it's got to be about Outer Banks is the absolute max of what a drive could be in the day. Just going to the Atlantic Ocean. I'm going to do the Jersey Shore drive. That's all I can stand. Florida, no. So it's to get down there, but not even that. This latest reel that I saw on Sunday, it was a family of 5, right? Family of 5, and no, they're not including airfare, not including the hotel expenditures, just tickets for this first day in the park and every dime out the door. Almost $1,400 spent. Almost $1,400 spent a day in Disney.
I'm so glad you brought this up. I would much rather go to Kings Island, stay even if it was like stay overnight. Cedar Point is a great, and you're on Lake Erie if you're Cedar Point. I would much rather do that for a few nights, not just one day. I mean, I'd rather do it for one day too.
But do it even the trip.
Even if it was 5 nights, let's make it a week. Who cares?
Stay at the Great Wolf Lodge down there. Catch it, and that could run you a little bit. I know, but maybe catch a deal.
I might or might not have done that once with the fam. Like seriously though, I would much rather. I have more fun. It's not just the price. Like I have more fun at Kings Island and Cedar Point than I do at like Disney. Now I get it. If you have kids, this is why we did it. It was 10 years ago, actually, almost exactly 10 years ago we did it. Right after Ohio State won the national championship in 2014, we did it about a month after that. And we had a good time and it was great for the girls. But like, yeah, man, I mean, like I personally have a much better time at Cedar Point or Kings Island, like way better.
So like, again, I totally get the allure, the cavatra of Disney. It's Mickey Mouse. It's Disney World, okay? There's not many places on the map that are like it. And if you're going to go and take the family there so they get that experience, more power to you. That's great, especially if you got kids that are dying to go. And that's where I'm at. You like we have never been, oh, we're not doing that. We can't go. That's too expensive. If that were something that needed to happen, that would have been wanted and appreciated and desired, we would have figured it out. We would have found a time to go. But you also, I think, are looking, and if you have multiple kids, you're probably trying to find that cluster of their age where one's not too young so they can enjoy it enough, maybe ride some of the bigger rides with older brother or older sister. So I think when I was 8, so my sister would have been 10, the one and only time I went to Disney World when I was a kid. And I enjoyed it. I don't remember it like blowing my mind or anything like that. Maybe some of the Universal Studios rides did, which is still down there in Orlando, but not Disney World. So you have to go to another park. Right. But I guess we were thinking maybe when Jack was 10, that would have been the time. And then as he gets a little bit older, might be the window to go between 10 and 12, or you're old enough to really have fun and do a bunch of stuff, not tire out too easily. But by the time he was that age, self-aware, right? Not only does he not want to go, he's so Ohio.
Attaboy.
He's anti. He won't go. You couldn't drag him. And that's where I'm lucky. We're lucky in that regard. And it's not like you couldn't run up a bill at Kings Island or Cedar Point, but with the way that like we would do it, because Mom and I, we're not riding rides. We don't have to get fast lane. And Disney's doing that too. Everybody, that's the way of the world, right? Big corporations are getting you on the cut the line, fast lane plus type of stuff. We just have to pay our admission to get in the park and get that $34 meal plan that resets every 90 minutes. We're just walking around, eating, riding the train, just hanging out. Like, that's all we're doing. And then they will go and ride all the rides, him and a friend, but never having to take the trip, never having to do the flights, the hotels, all that money out the window. You have the season pass. You go up there 4 or 5 times in a year. Man, I feel like I'm making out like a bandit here with these 2 parks.
Seriously?
The best.
Yeah, you're still going to drop a decent amount of money. It's going to be a fraction of what it would be if you took a trip to Disney. It's crazy. And like a lot of people love Disney. I get it. Like, people feel like it's magical, and like it's great for kids. I get all that. But like for me personally, I'm with you, man.
It's magic.
Like, I have exponentially better time
going up 310 feet with the lake right there by your side.
Buddy.
And then you black out because the Millennium Force is going like 102 miles an hour when it whips you up that second hill that's taller than most roller coasters in America's first hill.
And that thing is like 25
that's
years
magic.
old now. Yeah, they do such. I mean, Kings Island's great. Like I said, like I love Kings Island.
And they got Orion, the tall one as well, another giga coaster.
They really do. But like, Cedar Point takes it to the next level. We're very fortunate to have Kings Island and Cedar Point here. So yeah, if you like roller coasters and they have plenty of kids rides, like Save your money, man. Stay in Ohio.
My God, man. Steel Vengeance, smooth. Got the steel tracks on the old Mean Streak wooden coaster.
Did you ever do
Maverick?
the old Top Thrill Dragster?
No,
I did once.
no.
And now that's not a thing anymore.
I still remember Dabo Swinney talking about it like 10 years ago.
It was too fast for me to get scared. It was like, oh my God. I was like so scared in line. I'm like, oh my God. My friend was like, we have to do it. I'm like, okay, fine.
Dave, it sends you 125 miles an hour.
It was like 4 seconds the ride is over or something like that. It was insane. And now they're building a bigger, better one, right?
Top Thrill 2.
Top Thrill 2.
I'm sure when you go up there, it'll be closed for repairs.
And then
but
you could get
way.
stuck at the top too. Remember, some people got stuck at the top. Oh gosh. Oh my God.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? Oh,
Siren's
God.
Curse is the one coming out here in 2025 as well. So lucky us. Big Cedar and Kings Island kind of guys. Hey, Teddy is primed and ready to piss off one of his favorite celebrities. Going to tell you about that in 2 minutes. Dave Biddle is in. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident causing delay on Stelzer Road at Sunbury Road. And we also have an accident that's on southbound 270's off-ramp to westbound I-70. On the East Outer Belt, police are on scene, adding to that delay. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Look out for Put-in-Bay, the island getaway you've been waiting for. Be it a day or a weekend, you can enjoy all sorts of shops, dining, and entertainment. Plan your perfect trip today at visitputinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off of closing costs. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, we've got a boat for everyone. So come on down and find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
A show with copious amounts of fart sounds. Emphasis on copious.
Oh no, I got a fart, but I don't know which way to lean.
This is Man and Timmy.
One of our chatters, Lucille, just threw out Geauga Lake. You talk about a throwback amusement park. Oh my goodness. I see, by the time we moved to Ohio 12, 13 years ago, that had long been closed. But when we would travel in between Indiana and Virginia growing up, we would stop. That's when we would hit up a Cedar Point. I can remember doing the Cedar Point trip when you mentioned Millennium Force. That's crazy how that's almost a quarter century old, but hence the name, right? I think it opened in 2000, maybe it was 2001, but
it was either 99 or 2000. I believe it was 2000.
I know I went to the park when it was a year, maybe slightly over a year old, and it was still the buzz and it was brand new, and it's just as good today as it was back then, but I can't remember many of the names of the rides at Geauga Lake, but I know there was some classic wooden coasters, maybe the Big Dipper or the Little Dipper, one of the constellations. There was a wooden coaster named after one of those there. I just remember the old-timey cars, because when you're that young, you love driving the old-time cars and just imagining just driving right over that little steel track in the middle and just taking a cruise throughout the park.
Yeah, I never went to that park. I'll show my age here. I did go to Americana once or twice, which was a park like almost on the way to Kings Island if you're from Dayton. It was like on the way to Kings Island.
That one.
Yeah, it was like a little bit south of Dayton, like Moraine or something like that.
Americana.
Yeah. Americana. Oh, yeah.
Is there any park out there, and this was the other thing too, like not going to Disney World, but the one that Jack wants to go to, I think they're all owned by Cedar Fair now, but
and now Six Flags has the Six Flags and Cedar Fair have
Kings Island
are all
Growing up in Virginia though, I had the mirror image of Kings Island because it was the Paramount's park. King's Dominion, Kings Island.
Yeah,
but there was another Paramount park in Charlotte's. Wow, did I really do that?
Kroger's, Myers, Charlotte's.
Yes, you know he's gone.
Everybody in my family does that, by the way. My mom, my sister, they always at Kroger's, Myers. I'm going to correct them.
Of course.
You know, it's not worth it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
it is.
Don't correct.
Yeah,
just
say
let
pop,
it be.
Not soda. Say Kroger's and Myers.
Best thing, dude, just let him finish. So Carowinds, it's the one outside of Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
Carowinds.
Yes.
He wants to go there. There's some kind of Fury 325 thrill coaster that he's got to ride. So no Disney World, but we got to go take a trip at some point to Charlotte to do some things. Maybe I'll take the golf clubs and then spend a day in the park. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. That's a good one too. I put that one on the list. And I hate to say it. I do hate to say it because of our Columbus-Pittsburgh thing. Kennywood is a cool park. I took him to Kennywood about 4 or 5 years ago. The way the terrain is, because of just how Pittsburgh is, they have some roller coasters that basically take the hill that the park is built into.
Right.
Which is just incredibly unique, right? Like the tracks are only 4 or 5 feet off the ground, but they're just taking, almost like you're just grabbing a sled and going down a hill, only you're on a roller coaster on tracks. That was fun. So, how you doing back there, Teddy? We got to talk some movies with you.
Mm-hmm.
You, for some reason, are inclined to not do like your pal Tom Cruise says and go out there and enjoy the movies.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the movies, as he says, recording his commercial on an airplane wing for the new final Mission Impossible. Do we believe this is the final Mission Impossible like they're telling us, or will they keep pumping these out?
That. Yeah, maybe Tom Cruise will find a new apprentice or something to take over for Ethan Hunt.
Didn't they try that with Jeremy Renner? With the 4th and the 5th movies,
they were leaning.
Felt like Renner was supposed. I mean, he did the Bourne. He took over for Matt Damon, didn't he, in one of the Bourne movies?
He did do that, yes.
But Tom's not done. Tom's only 62. Not. He's going to go till he's 110. But you don't. Why? Why won't you go out to the movies? I plan on seeing this coming weekend. I didn't get out to see it on the Memorial Day holiday, but I do want to see this one in the theater.
You know how long this movie is? That's what kills me.
What is it, like 2:35?
2:49.
Yeah, that's on the long side. It's too long. I do get it.
Once you get past like 2 hours, I'm just like, I don't know. I need to put this on pause so I can go take a bathroom break or just take a break.
Wear a diaper, Ted. You'll be fine.
Well, even beyond that, just take a little break, for 3 hours of your attention, just watching a movie. It's tough to do now, without trying to check what's going on in the world and social, media and everything.
What's going on in the world?
Yeah, it's just, can you sit there? I can't do that.
I can.
I can't. Biddle, can you do that? I can't. If I'm sitting there
on a weekend day?
If I'm just sitting down like TV watching something, it's tough to sit there and not want to grab your phone or your iPad or
That's
something.
sad.
I'm sorry.
I have to. Sad.
That's what I do.
Break away.
I recommend people turn your phones off sometimes.
Or just put them in a different
spot. If you think your
in the
boss is about
house.
to call you something with something important, don't get fired. But if you're in the weekend, because you're right, I feel like, man, if I don't have my phone, if I'm not checking it, I could be missed something important. No, you won't. If you do, you'll be okay. Every once in a while, just turn your phone off. I'm going to do it right now. It's possible. We can do it sometimes. I'm going to do it right now. There you go. My phone is off. We can do this as Americans. We don't do it nearly enough. My phone is off.
And you know
the world could collapse right now and I wouldn't know it. And I'm fine with that.
At the very least, you're doing a 3-hour talk show right now, so you can't be in your phone. Sometimes, like we say, and we've got the burner phone out there, so you might have to glance at it and read some stuff on it, but you don't need to be in your phone. You couldn't get lost in he's your favorite crazy person
For
out there
3
today.
hours, man. That's tough. Just sit there for 3 hours. I'm sorry.
I blame you for this. Then.
I mean, the Reds could make a trade like in that time, and he wouldn't be aware of it. They could get like Garrett Hampson or like
Hunter
Connor
Green
Joe.
could get injured.
One
in
of
that
these
time
studs
frame.
that they've traded. I keep waiting for them to make a trade that's going to like move the needle. Like, how about we just get some like replacement player?
I did think this was interesting because Tom obviously makes a big deal out of wanting to get his fans to not just watch the movie, but don't wait till it just comes out on a streaming service like Teddy is going to do. Even though he picked Tom Cruise's catalog of movies to have over any other actor. Like that, and that's it. And he won't see.
I have
one of his
Paramount Plus.
Final biggest action movies in the theater on the big screen, and they did have altogether movies really successful. It's not a surprise that Memorial Day holiday weekend would be a big movie weekend because they kind of start the ticker on Thursday for the holiday weekends instead of doing the Friday releases, so they get that extra day. But there was $322 million at the box office per Variety. It was the best Memorial Day weekend box office in history. All movies, all together. Lilo and Stitch, though, actually handed it to Mission Impossible. That one brought in $183 million in 4 days, $77 million. Still great, but way less than 183 was Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible. So way behind. Again, I do want to see it. Stunts alone, I think it'll be fantastic.
Curious if you guys have seen this movie or if you haven't, if you want to. A Complete Unknown. Bob Dylan, Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. A Complete Unknown. I highly recommend it. Like, I'm not a huge movie guy.
That came out a while ago, didn't it?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
That's streaming.
It came out like I think during football season. So like
that was up for the Oscars.
I'm like in a bunker during football season. So like then he hosted Saturday Night Live. I finally got around to watching it. I've always liked Bob Dylan. Man, that's a good movie. And Bob Dylan's like one of the coolest cats to ever walk the face of this earth. Like he really was. And yeah, I highly recommend that movie. You're right. It's not new, but it's like less than a year old. That's probably the last movie I've seen that I really like. A Complete Unknown.
Yeah. Are you into the biopics? I'm kind of here or there on them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes I am.
Like Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash flick with Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon.
Good.
That was pretty good.
This one was way better than that. And Johnny Cash actually played like a decent, like it wasn't actually the real Johnny Cash, obviously. But like Johnny Cash actually played like a decent role in the Bob Dylan movie as well. But yeah, I highly recommend
the Elvis one, because I heard the Elvis one because of who directed it was strange. It was weird. And I tried it and I didn't make it 10, 15 minutes in.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No. I tried. And again, streaming only, so you're not losing out when you start a movie and it doesn't take, but it didn't work for me. Little football nugget here. Jim Nantz, always been one of my favorite broadcasters. Hello, friends. He was on a podcast recently and said that he believes that the Chiefs-Cowboys game on Thanksgiving is going to set the NFL viewership records. And you know what? He's probably not off the mark right there when he said KC and Dallas to put those two gigantic brands together on the most watched day of the regular season in the NFL. It's going to set records. And he said, that's not what I'm out for it to do. I just hope it's a great football game. It will be a wonderful matchup to call on Thanksgiving. KC at Dallas. It's the game that we wanted. So I know our friends at 10 TV are going to be super stoked about that as well.
Yes.
3 years ago, 42.1 million watched the Cowboys beat the Giants 28-20. That is the current record. And 7 of the top 9 games also happened on Thanksgiving. Non-Super Bowls, obviously, what we're talking about.
And that's what we're talking about,
Yeah, the other two, 1990 Monday night game between the 10-1 Giants and 10-1 Niners, and the 85 Dolphins-Bears Monday night showdown that gave Chicago its only loss of the year.
Yes. That's right. I remember that. Like, I couldn't even stay up for that game. Like, it was a school night. Obviously, it was a Monday night. I was in elementary school.
I was one.
I was,
I didn't care.
I remember being pretty, what was I, like 9 years old at the time? Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see if it breaks the record. So it would be the record for any regular season game in NFL history. I think
that will probably do it.
I think he's right. Yeah, I think he's right.
Especially with where the Chiefs are, and they're going to bring the eyeballs, and Dallas just being Dallas. I'm sure there'll be a major disappointment by then. Don't worry, Teddy.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
No, hopefully they're still hanging on.
I root for the Bengals. I can't talk crap about anything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean.
Just, hey, it just was pointed out to me that I have an unfortunate scheduling conflict this week.
Uh-oh.
You'd care about this too, Bids.
Uh-oh.
Tell you about that next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Slower traffic is causing a 20-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and Hudson Street. And you're going to hit a 5-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the north outer belt between Sawmill Road and 71. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your 2025 season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com. Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone, and I'm going to let you know that right now, Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings is offering their best discount of the year on all their awesome sheds, pavilions, cabins, and garages from Weaver Barnes. These specials are only good through May, which makes right now the best time to order. Check out Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' beautiful sales lot in Dublin, where you can see their displays and learn about all the options. There's never been a better time to get that project in motion and save some cash in the process. See all the details at AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Once again, that's AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Hardscape pros, are you tired of working with broken down tools and chasing paychecks? At 9 Trees, we respect your craft, invest in the best equipment, and back our crews with full benefits and top pay. We're not just offering you a job, we're offering you a career. If you're a seasoned pro, work with a top patio builder that treats you like family. Call 9 Trees at 614-921-9595 or visit 9treeslc.com to apply. 9 Trees Landscape Construction. The best reputation, the best compensation.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Bishop and Friends.
I'll tell you this. There's no way he got rid of the crust. And he's like, well, I can get rid of the crust, but I'll be damned if I'm getting rid of this filling. Like, I'm still going to suck that down.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
No man today, but Dave Biddle has been hanging out with us here today. Thank you so much for doing it, Dave. We have an exciting collection of guest hosts this week while Man is out on PTO. You've done an outstanding job here for day one. And I don't want to say who all of my guest hosts are going to be just yet. Although the cat's already out of the bag on tomorrow. We'll still do a leather jacket time, even though our gal Nicole Sheeran from 10 TV will be running around up at the Memorial. So Nicole and Adam from 10 TV, they're up there this week doing a lot of reports, doing a lot of hits. But Dane Sanzenbacher. I like Dane. I've been working with Dane a little bit over the last 2 years. Brought him in, and the station brought him in, and you know how the Buckeye show is operated, doing that and having a rotating guest host, having some fun in those hours. So it'll be nice to talk with my man Dane tomorrow for 3 hours. So do not miss it right here at 3 o'clock. Now, I will say, this was pointed out to me by somebody last week, Dave, and I know you are one and the same, just like me when we talk about our music tastes. I say my hell is the closet I'm stuck inside, can't see the light. I'm going to miss Dave Matthews Band on Friday because it's a big day, and you know what? It's fine. I've seen Dave Matthews Band lots of times through the years and saw them the last time that they came through Columbus, which we don't have the outdoor music center anymore, so we usually have to catch him in an arena form, Schottenstein Center or Nationwide Arena. It's not my preference, but it's better than no Dave at all. And it's usually been in the fall or the winter time where they would pick up one of these shows for Columbus. But Cuyahoga, the Cleveland Outdoor Music Amphitheater, which I still have not seen any act in. I've never been to a show there. And I haven't either. To someday. That's where they're going to be on Friday. And, of course, we're doing the show 3 to 6 at the Memorial. I wouldn't miss that. Love to do the Thursday, Friday up there. So no Dave on Friday. And then I believe shortly thereafter, they're at Riverbend. So they've got the Cleveland-Cincinnati kick. I can't go to that one either.
But eventually I'm going to get you to a Dave Matthews Riverbend concert. That's like...
Is that the best that we can do? That's the greatest thing. I mean, for you,
someone from Southwest Ohio, who likes Dave Matthews Band, like we would go down to Riverbend like a lot and see Dave Matthews. Like when I hear a Dave Matthews song, sometimes I think, I know why, but like I'm thinking, why does every Dave Matthews song feel like a summer song? Because every time I've seen Dave Matthews in concert was outdoors, either at Riverbend or the former Polaris Amphitheater, Germain Amphitheater. And by the way, you referenced this. We need to get another outdoor theater here. Concert venue.
Why did they get rid of it?
The people that lived around there, lived around there hated it. Which
forget about them.
If you live right by there, you probably don't like that there's like a music venue. But like, come on, like I don't know. We got to figure something out there. I mean, like, they have them all over the country. We can't have one here in Columbus. Come on now. And that was a good place to see a concert too. Germain Amphitheater or Polaris Amphitheater.
I want to tell you, and for the Dave Matthews Band haters out there, I'm sorry, but come on, just pop in Under the Table and Dreaming, and then you won't be a hater anymore. It's great. It's just great
There's
stuff.
So many songs that are good that were not on the radio.
The show that he did, and this is my one criticism on Dave, where I don't have it, and I hope Billy Joel winds up being okay. We talked about him last week and the condition that he's got that's affecting him. They've canceled all tour dates until further notice. So that stinks. I feel privileged that I did get to see Billy Joel not once but even twice now. And I didn't get to see him until 2019. And it cost my wife her ACL, her PCL, and her patellar tendon because she blew her knee out on a scooter accident when we were out in Baltimore for the trip. But Billy knows what he's doing. He's got hits when he does shows. It is a celebration of all of his great songs. And he has so many, you can change him up a little bit, but the shows have gotten to be pretty much the same, like with Billy Joel. But that's okay. I think he when he opened up at the Shoe, he said, I hate to tell you this, guys, but I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. We haven't done anything in a long time, so we're going to play a bunch of old stuff. Like works both ways. Yeah. We don't have anything new. That's the bad news. But we're going to play a bunch of old stuff. So I think it's going to work both ways. Dave will just still do this where they'll play so much of their catalog. I think as musicians, they think that we want that and respect that. And it's not that. There are plenty of non-radio hits that you'd like to hear. But for instance, they started that show, the last one I saw, and it's really the only one I wanted to hear. They started the show with a little, he wakes up in the morning, tells his teeth about to eat, and he's rolling. So I got ants marching. And then he played 6 of the worst songs that I have ever heard after that. And it was like another hour until the show picked back up. He did Busted Stuff and then Fool in the Rain, a Led Zeppelin cover. That was actually good. That was a good time. But no Dave on Friday because it is golf time. Back page time.
The Back Page.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
All right, Dave, are you at all curious or wondering about how this Justin Fields stint in New York is going to go?
Very much.
Yeah,
yes.
There's a little report out here from Connor Hughes of SNY about some alarming practices or some alarming spots in practice here that he was paying attention to. Said they've been up and down. Defense sacked Fields on 6 of his 10 dropbacks. He completed 3 of the other 4. 2 were just dump-offs to Jeremy Ruckert, Buckeye. 1 was a short pass to Wilson, Buckeye, right? He said the miss was a little alarming. Jets blitzed. Their OC had a perfect blitz beater, had Josh Reynolds wide open on a corner out with no safety help. It seemed a pretty easy pitch and catch and a would-be long gainer. Fields missed him pretty bad. Now, look, like you can't gather much from a few plays, but let's be honest, this is chance number 3 for Justin Fields. And if it doesn't go well here, you are what you are at that point as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, and you're in year 5. They've given you $30 million guaranteed, $20 million in salary this year, plus $10 million guaranteed the following year. If they keep him, he'll get $20 million next year, so a total of 2 years, $40 million. But worst case scenario, he's going to get $30 million guaranteed. I'm with you, man. I mean, they've got a decent offensive line. They've got weapons like Garrett Wilson. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how he's going to do. I was convinced that Justin Fields was going to be a good NFL quarterback. I can't say I'm convinced of that any longer, but I'm certainly not writing it off. We saw what we saw at Ohio State. We saw what we saw, and he has not been put in the best positions. This still arguably is not a great position, but yeah, man, I'm very curious to see how he's going to do this year.
We got our guy Beamer and Tim May ready to give you a good Buckeye show. We're just chatting with Beamer out there. His boy, Willie's a cute kid. He's, I think, in between 1 and 2 now. And we were talking about movies, and he said that he's locked into the Toy Story kick.
Okay.
Toy Story 3 specifically. And I was saying, man, that Toy Story trilogy, that one takes you back because for me, and then for my son Jack too, I can remember being a boy and loving Toy Story because it came out in 94. I was 10. But they still stood the test of time. Then we could show them to our kids, and then they still love them. Now his son's enjoying the 3rd one. And I think that's really cool. That's great. Great, great film. And, of course, he's Buzz all the way.
There you
because
go.
of space. Space cooler than a cowboy. Bids, thanks a lot for doing it, man.
My pleasure, Timmy. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be back tomorrow at 3. Me and Dane. Do not miss it. Buckeye Show next on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking 2 lanes on westbound 33 at 270 Southeast. It is stop and go from Hamilton Road. We also have a 10-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between 670 and 161. This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Get oil changes that are pit stop fast. Take 5 Oil Change gets you in and out in 10 minutes and is teaming up with the movie F1 starring Brad Pitt. Book ahead or drive in and catch all the speed in action only in theaters June 27th. This film is not yet rated. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Need flexible funds fast? With HELOC from CME Federal Credit Union, you can get a low intro rate of just 3.95% for the first 6 months, helping you save while you borrow. Visit CMEFCU.org to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Summer is officially here, and that means rising temperatures. You're going to be thinking about how you can keep cool all summer long. What's the best plan here? Well, one of the ways you can beat the heat and keep the air conditioning you're paying for in your home is to get Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. And now's a great time to do it. They've got a semi-annual sale where you buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows for free. plus a free entry door when you purchase a whole house full of windows. No money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. It's a deal that can't be beat. You're getting a great deal from Window Nation because they are high-efficiency windows that are also very affordable. They do that by working directly with the top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. But don't wait on that semi-annual sale. You buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows free. Free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus pay nothing until 2027. You've got to schedule your estimate today. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. Once again, that number, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
When you're starting a home improvement project, a few big questions always come up. Who can I trust? Will they be there if something goes wrong? And lastly, how much is this going to cost me? At Newman Roofing, we've been answering those questions for over 30 years. As a family-owned and operated company that takes pride in every aspect of the job, with family members involved in each department of the company, we treat your home like it's our own. That means clear communication, no shortcuts, and a white glove experience from start to finish. And when it comes to cost, we get it. That's why we offer flexible financing options so you can get the quality your home needs at a price that works for your budget. Don't just take our word for it. With over 700 5-star reviews on Google, families across Central Ohio are sharing their Newman Roofing experience. For roofing, siding, and gutter solutions built around family, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Dealin' Days are back at Lindsay Honda. Lock in your deal in May. Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas. Simply pick your new 2025 Honda and enjoy 0% for up to 60 months. Yes, 0% for up to 60 months on all new 2025 Hondas, including HR-V, Pilot, and Ridgeline.
Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Lindsay's got it, and you're gonna save.
See you, Lindsay Honda, during Dealin' Days. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Aaron. Hey, it's that time of year again. What time is that? The time all the air conditioners start breaking down. Oh, that time. Yep, every year.
Get Eco.
ECO. Like a swarm of bees. They all get together in a coordinated effort. You mean the Queen air conditioner tells them all to break down? Nah, they just get tuckered out in the heat, Aaron. Can we handle all the calls? Sure, we have a swarm of highly trained coolness experts standing by.
Get Eco.
ECO. And we have $3.5 million in new service trucks to get them there the day you call. The same day? Well, what if you don't call until... We'll come as late as you'll stay up to let us in. Same day. That explains all the revving engines. It's like a beehive of activity, Jerry. Do you know I invented that weird scoopy thing you serve honey with? You should invent something for ketchup, Jerry. It's America. Ooh, now that's an idea.
Get Eco.